You're dancing with the girls. I saw the video. Oh my god. I was like, wow, it's so cute. It's so cute to see them like.
Oh, they enjoy themselves.
And yeah, and there was another one that's doing like a little kids like.
Really?
Okay, now you can.
Let's call this meeting to order at 5:41. And we'll start with roll call. Vivian?
Present.
Good to see you.
Present.
I'm here. Frankie?
Present.
Clary?
Present.
Alexander is not here today, and Madeline is not here, but may be coming, so we'll see. Okay, first order of business that we need to do, we have to do some deferrals, additions, deletions. I have two things I need to add to this. The first thing is we need to hold an approval of the board to allow Francisco here to do the notes for today because Alexandra is not here. And I also need to add in new business, letter H, autism speed dating. We're going to do a presentation for us here today, and I'll move that up to the very first thing we do after the approval of minutes. Anyone else have any additions or deferrals?
Yes, to speak of the Elderly Affairs Committee meeting that we attended this morning.
So that would be. You went to the bingo?
No, the committee.
Old business. Elderly.
Would that be on the special needs registry update?
That's all right. We can give it a special spot. We'll give it a special spot under old business because it was separate with something we were working on. Same but separate. Oh, and also we're gonna defer the committee report because apparently we're not doing the committee report this month. Can you clarify what's going on? Is it anything we need to do can we still just meet next month and go over it again?
It's the budget.
Yes, so it's the budget that, not all of the buckets are showing up. So,
And the ones that are showing up are not correct. I actually had a meeting earlier today with Gabby and Clarissa. And yeah, so we need to also meet with the finance director. So we'll be hopefully meeting next Wednesday. That's what was spoken, so.
Okay, well, now you can see that if you want, when you take home the papers today, feel free to read over the speech I wrote up for us. And let me know if there's anything you want to add when we come to the next meeting, to make changes and present. So we'll defer that. Go ahead.
I have an addition of, arts for autism partnership for autism awareness fundraiser.
Okay.
Included in there, I'm gonna make a motion to fund the spring and fall semester of dance class for the year. So that way, we won't have to vote on it until next year.
Gotcha. All right,
On to December 2023.
anyone else? Okay, so we'll add that in there. So the first thing that we're gonna have to do though is we have to get an approval here. So I nominate Francisco. Stop saying Francesco. I nominate Francisco to do notes for today since Alejandra is not here. And
I hope you're watching online.
all those in favor,
Uh,
motion will pass. You are now our note taker for the day. Just get with Alexandra when you're done and she'll give you the details on how to do the format for this notes. All right, public comments. Do we have any public comments? Not you guys, you're on the agenda. No, okay, so we'll skip that. Let's go to the approval of minutes. He has 230,000 minutes in here.
It's January 11th that there was just a small typo. There was no space between
last names and the word nominates. And
You're so detailed on this. I would totally have missed it if I would thought of it. No, it's a good thing. Yeah. I wish I could think like her. It drives me crazy that I can't think like that. My head is a scatterbrained disaster.
Then the 18th.
I believe it was, somebody's name was misspelled.
Hello.
Hello.
And Madeline, another Madeline is here and everybody loves her.
Almost everyone.
Uh-oh.
Madeline.
Everything's good with the health and wellness fair? I see the tunnel. You said it was all good?
Yes, I received the compliment.
Of course. I don't have it on our list to follow up on, so let me. One more thing I would like to add into the list for us to talk about is,
I'm, do we report
Accessories.
minutes?
No, yeah.
Okay, I move to approve the minutes.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, now that we're done with that, we can move on to our work for the day. I moved up a new business category so that they could take their time to talk to us and be able to have the rest of the day and not stay here with us till midnight. We have a special guest here. Alex.
Alexa. You're good.
No, it's terrible. I've got to stop this. I used to be so smart with names. Never sleep anymore. Alexa with autism speed dating. So this is a really cool thing. I saw it on Instagram. They were doing an event over in Miramar. They do events randomly across the area and they want to do one here in Miami Lakes. So I wanted to see how if they could come tell us a little bit about what they're doing and see if we can do something to work with them. It's a speed dating program for adults on the spectrum.
That's pretty cool.
So without further ado, feel free to take over and tell us about your story.
So I'm gonna pass it to Victoria, she's the founder, so I'm just gonna give you guys little flyers, and she will tell you more about them. Yeah, so.
Thank you guys for having us. I really appreciate you guys finding interest in what we're doing and helping us spread awareness, and if not, bring it to a new area. Like John was saying, got the name. We kind of have been doing it randomly in different cities. So the purpose of starting this is that my sister's on the spectrum. She is 22 years old, and with all human rationale, she wants to date. And she wants a boyfriend and like all this stuff. So I was going to put her on a dating app. It didn't go very well. It wasn't very safe. And then I was like, oh, what if I put her on a blind date? And then I was like, wait, what if I just put her on like multiple blind dates, like speed dating, and I can open this up to multiple people, who are also kind of in the same hurdle in life. And it's been going really well. So far this year, we've only had one event, which was in January, right? It was in West Palm Beach, and it was great. We decided that this year we're going to do them quarterly instead of just trying to like do as many events as possible to increase the success of them and not to like rush out events just to have them. So it has been a little bit discouraging for our participants that I haven't posted anything about an event soon, but we're hoping that the next one will be in April. And then after that, it'll be like August and then the end of the year. And then, depending on how it continues to get participants, how it continues to get growth, we'll go on from there. But at the moment, we capped the events at 16 participants, so 8 and 8. So far, we've only had one event, and it was the first one that was completely maxed out. We had like 14 kids, so we could have had space for one more pair. But it's been our biggest event. After that, it's been a little bit more difficult, and I think it kind of goes back to not having maybe the push in those areas or the I guess, word of mouth, but also like the marketing, right now we're virtual only. I do have like the support of the card center. So every time I send out a flyer, they send it out. the Card Center, I believe the Nova Card Center has also been pushing the emails out. And a couple other organizations that are for adults that are kind of like social groups. So if you've heard of Social Cog, they've been kind of spreading the word. And then also, the ELS, but they're in Jupiter. So, you know, the spacing kind of doesn't help, right? I mean, they spread the word, but the spacing doesn't really help, but some people are willing to travel. And then others are a little bit more aware of like, hey, you know, if I find someone that I love in Broward, that relationship's not gonna work. So that's kind of why we've been bouncing around to give the opportunity to multiple areas. So we've done 2 in Miami, 2 in Broward, 1 in Broward, 1 in Broward, 1 in West Palm. So 4 total so far. It's been great. Everyone's been, you know, super involved. I thought that parents were gonna have a lot of pushback, but it's been more like parents were super excited for this. Yeah, they're like, do it. They're not allowed in the events, so parents are not allowed inside the events. It's kind of like an independent thing. We have volunteers, and we're kind of the volunteers, but also we have other people that are, whether, you know, they're BCBAs, they're speech language therapists, OTs, they'll come and they kind of help, like, with if an adult needs help talking or gets stuck in a conversation. So everyone that volunteers at the events kind of knows how to talk to this population and how to handle a situation that might not be going well for them. During the dates, they are allowed to ask for a break if they need one, if they feel like they're too overwhelmed, they've been talking for too long. They're also allowed to ask for help. We have like little help cards and break cards. So far, no one's ever asked for a break. And no one's ever, they ask for help, but they're always like silly questions. And I mean silly, like my pencil broke or I need another paper to write. They also get these booklets, and I brought one just to kind of show you guys. They get these little booklets for the events. They write their name on it, and then they kind of just write things about their date. They get to circle if, you know, it's a match, maybe I would like to have them again, and then not interested. They write the name, some notes. Some of them have asked like, can you remind me what his name was? Like, those are like the help questions that we get. It's never like, can you help me with this conversation? They got it. Like, they've been pretty good. So
with names, huh?
right, it's the name thing. And then at the end of the event, they're supposed to write on the back their top 3 or the people that they like the most, and we tell them, you know, in order of preference, who you would like to see first, to like 2 and 3. And then after that, I match them depending on what the other person wrote. If 1 and 1 doesn't match, I'll move on to 2, and so on and so forth. They get match emails, and then after that, they're on their own. So they either are reach out, and we provide them in our information if they have any nervousness of how they're supposed to reach out, or, you know, what's the next move, or how do I ask this person on a date. We do offer the help. Nobody has asked us so far though. And we know that they're going out on dates too. So it's not that they're not moving forward, they just don't ask for help, which is fine. It's great. I don't want to be an aide. And we also screen all the participants. So before the event, they need to meet with me. And it's just like a 5-minute conversation. I kind of just make sure that they have the communication skills to hold up to a 7-minute conversation with another person, that they're able to like ask me questions, they can answer my questions, and that they're not dependent on maybe like a parent or a guardian to answer the questions for them. So if the parent and guardian are ever in the meeting with me or like the video call, I do ask them to kind of like step back and like let me talk to the person that's participating in the event, because they won't be allowed in the event. And then after that, we make our decision and we're like, yeah, you can come, or no, you can't come, you're not really qualified for an event like this. You might need a little bit more practice. So far, I haven't had to turn anybody away. So I think everyone understands like what's the level of independence that you need for this event. But yeah, other than that, we've been super excited about it. We've also been working with the Dan Marino Foundation. They're the other organization that pushes our emails out. And we actually started doing dating workshops with them. So we've gone twice already. We're doing once a month where we cover like a specific topic with the adults in their program. The first topic was dating 101. Last week we had a topic on communication etiquette and, you know, how to communicate appropriately through texting, verbal communication, nonverbal, all of that stuff. And then next month we're working on rejection and how to take and handle rejection. So it's been really fun. It's been something exciting that we are all like really passionate about, and that has brought us like a little spark of joy. And the events like, the first one I cried, I'm gonna be honest.
Draw.
We were all bawling, like, my sister goes to all of them, so I also try not to like look at her either, I'm like, I'm not gonna here, like, pretend I'm not here. But all the other participants, like, everyone is so excited, and like, it's just something that they don't get to do, you know, like, there's speed dating events all over Florida for neurotypical individuals, like, they should be allowed the same opportunity. So I think I've covered everything.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for us?
What are the ages?
So the ages, yeah, super important. The range has been a little bit difficult for us at the moment. We've tried to break it up, but we feel like we're not really at the point where we can have multiple groups. So right now we've been doing 20 to 35.
What's been your biggest obstacle so far?
Our biggest obstacle has been getting females to participate. The males always sell out in 24 hours, the tickets, right? Right. But the females has been a little bit harder to push and just a little bit harder to get participation. The way that my mother has been looking at it is we live in a very Latin community, and you know, sometimes it's a little bit harder to let the girls go. And the guys are kind of just like, go on, live your best life. I'm not sure if it's that, you know, it could be that, it being a little bit more protective, them not knowing if this is safe or not safe. So at the last event, we did a video, an interview with one of the dads of one of the girls that came. So we're gonna be posting that and see if maybe like if they hear from another parent, it's like a little bit more, they feel a little bit more safe, a little bit more secure in like in the event. But yeah, that's been, I think, our biggest obstacle. And also like spreading word of mouth. Right now, it's been spread through like the same organizations every single time. So I feel like the same people are hearing the same message. So I'm like, if you're not part of that, like not everyone has access to the card. I know my mom doesn't get those emails. So she's never gotten any of those emails, but if it wasn't for me being the one starting it, would she have ever found out about this event? So a lot of the people have been finding it out through Special Olympics. Like if there was someone that came to our last event and they were part of Special Olympics, like they'll tell their friend and then that's how the friend finds out. So girls and spreading word.
Perfect. No, I have between,
Yeah.
because between Dade and Broward, I have access to 60 young adults.
That's awesome.
But in Broward, most of them are boys or males. In Dade County, most of them are women. So
Really?
actually, it's how.
The way you said that, I have access to all these people.
No. I work with Best Buddy,
Oh,
and
very
I'm
cool.
in their jobs program.
So
So-
I've been trying to get in contact with Best Buddy because my sister, she does vocational like rehab with them. And she just started, her name is Sophia, but we live in Miami, so I don't know if that would, I mean, I know you said you have access to them all, so.
Yes, I cover Broward and I cover Miami.
So her name is Sophia Prano, I'm just gonna put all her information out there.
Her coach.
I don't. My mom gave me her number and I tried calling her like 3 times. It never went through. I think it was like around the holidays. So I was like, you know, a little bit more like people are not working right now. The last week of December is off. Nobody answers the phone. But yeah, I would love
I
to
can
get
find
in
out
contact,
and-
get your contact.
I think I know who has her case. And
Yeah, that would be great. I would also help her.
And when you do the events, do you do it for how long? Other events, where are the locations that you usually take for those events?
Yeah, so we are trying to keep coffee shops our like location. So I call coffee shops. I ask them if they are interested in hosting this event. I also try to do it after hours. And they'll usually like stay open. We'll pay them whatever the rate is. And then sometimes they'll just like, we'll pay the person that stays after for us. They've been ranging 2 hours. And it's roughly, if we have enough participants, it's been roughly like 6 to 7 dates.
Is there an entry fee?
Yes, so it depends on what the coffee shop charges us. So we're not really charging for profit, we're a nonprofit. We're just charging to cover the cost of what the coffee shop is asking for us to be there for the 2 hours.
And on average, what was like? the last
It's
one
been
is?
ranging from $20 to $25. And then they're there for 2 hours. And it includes drinks from the coffee shop, and we've been getting either food from the coffee shops or we've been getting food donated to us.
If we wanted to help you put one of these events together, usually when we do this as a board, we'll join you. put out flyers with our information on it, so people recognize that it's an event we sponsor.
Right.
And we put a date on it and put it out in advance so that we have plenty of time to let people know that this is going to happen. What would you need from us? What would be helpful from us to help you to help put one of these together?
I'm gonna be 100% honest. Just the word of mouth. Everything else has been really easy, like coffee shops. I think out of the 3 that I call, only 1 ever says no, and then the other one was just like, they were asking for too much, so then I settled for the one that I was like, okay, this is good. We've been doing ticket sales online, we have been doing like social media posts to promote the event, but sometimes that just doesn't get out to people. I think, like you were saying, the flyers,
And
continuing,
I mean,
no, go for it.
we think Miami Lakes is a good spot for us because it's kind of the middle point between Miami-Dade and Broward.
Right.
Because we have people in both cities, and sometimes the people from Broward don't want to travel all the way down to Kendall or South Miami. And then the people in Miami don't want to travel all the way to Boca
It's like
or
a
Coral
constant struggle we
Springs.
have,
Well, I
Miami.
think-
right?
I think we can be of a tremendous help to you, because not only, is our board one of the most active boards in the communities. The other thing is that we have this community, Miami Lakes versus a lot of other cities, is like we're all a big family. So like I'm off the top of my head immediately, I know Mayor Manny Sid and his Mayor's Cafe that he owns over in the other side of town here would be an excellent venue for that. I know he'll go.
And one thing about it is, I'm sure that because of the relationship that we have with, like mom and pop places here, you're saying that they're charging you, but I'm almost sure Manny would say, listen, I'll take it and they'll go.
Yeah,
And not only that,
the cost.
we would also probably,
Absolutely.
we would also probably have some other organizations that are businesses in town.
We have some warehouse, which is right here in Miami.
We've been trying to get in.
Yeah.
Try a lot.
Contact the playhouse.
There's your contact.
One thing to keep in mind is if you guys get us a location free of charge, will you guys still charge the participants or no? And that's a problem with DGs, because if you cannot advertise it, you're gonna charge there.
Got it.
Everything, no cost.
Right.
But I definitely will come with the participants. We have a lot of, majority of our
Right.
participants are adults. And they do the thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Yeah, they-
That's awesome.
So, like, if you-
Very happy. I think very happy.
and you could see them like they were like.
Oh, yeah, they're very like eager, they're very active. I mean, even at the events at the end, like they don't even wait to exchange numbers. They'll like come up to me and they're like, can I get her number? I'm like, go for it. I'm like, I don't know if she matched with you, but go for it. And then at the last one, I sent out match emails and one of the responses was like, we've already been texting. My job here is done then. Congratulations.
So
So,
here's a thought for you. If we were to put something together, we like to do, what's the word for it? We like to do events that are, that we come back around.
Social gathering.
Well, we bring them back around over and over.
right.
Like every year we do the
Recurring.
painting with the swords. Reoccurring, thank you. Reoccurring. So would this be something that maybe you guys would be interested in doing, a reoccurring event that we can partner with on maybe a quarterly basis?
Yeah, for sure. So the last event was in West Palm. We were trying to bring the next one back down here sometime in April. We kind of were waiting for this meeting to see if it would be here. But also we had been trying to reach out to coffee shops in like the Hollywood, but also we tried Hialeah, like we just play around with where we're looking. We don't really have like a set, like it needs to be here. And then the one after that, we were thinking going back down to Miami because we're messaging me all the time. Also, I like to change it up just because sometimes people don't have the transportation. Like,
And like Victoria said, sorry to
No.
interrupt you. We changed to quarterly because we didn't have enough like female participants signing up. So we thought, okay, maybe giving it more time, we would get more opportunities for more females to sign up. But if we have the participants there, we would be open to doing more events.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, 100%.
That's just
The
the
quarterly
reason why we
thing,
switched to that.
exactly.
We were trying monthly.
Well, I would
That
say
was our
we
goal.
probably have a good shot at it. We have, you know, Clary's got a whole group of great people at GG's. Vivian works directly with Hope for Autism, so we have a whole bunch of people there. I work with the South Florida Autism Charter School. They have an adult program, so I know there's plenty of adults there. And he works with Best Buddy, so I think pretty much.
We have,
She works with the school district and, what do you?
Ouch.
I actually don't know.
no one knows.
No one knows.
We have coming up now, April 8th, we have the Best Buddies Walk in Miami at the Mountain Stadium.
Oh,
And April 22nd, we have the Broward Walk in,
is it at the park?
yeah.
I'm not from this area either.
Actually, no, they have to change it last week because there was an issue. So that's why I can't remember the location, but we have those two events coming up.
Okay, yeah, I mean, April is Autism Awareness Month, but I know now that like Autism Speaks changed and they no longer do things in April. I think now they're doing things in November.
No.
At least in Miami, like the Miami Walk was in November.
We also have an event on April 22nd that you're welcome to come. It's in a private school, it's in a Catholic school. They're doing like a little like colorful run.
Oh,
So
cool.
you're more welcome to put like a little tent there. And yes, spread the word
Yeah,
there
I can
too.
send John our information and he can.
Definitely send it all to me and I'll send it
Got
over.
it.
Gabby will communicate to all of us because that's the chain of.
With phone numbers?
we have to
Okay,
follow
perfect.
through. But let me say this, because we're gonna have to close it up here. We think we're gonna work with you. I think what we'll do as a board is come up with concept, we'll speak to, I can reach out to Manny, we can reach out to other business people too as well. Maybe we can get some donations for flowers and for fun stuff and make this a great event. Don't count on April. April is jam packed, even with our board, we already have a bunch of stuff. So let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot for a couple of months from now, maybe June, maybe July.
Okay.
You know, somewhere in there, I think would be really good. That give us plenty of time to plan it out, talk to everybody and see if we can't put something together.
Okay.
And then if it works really well and everything goes well, we'll plan another one later in the year too.
Would the SPAC is what?
SPAC.
SPAC, would they allow them to just come in and like give flyers to people?
We can get that approved to be given out, so yes, but not to come in and give, they have to do it. There's gonna be an event we're gonna do.
It's this huge event.
Yeah, I mean, if you send me
Phone
all
number?
the info,
I'll send you the info.
we'll be, whatever you want us to be at, we'll be there.
Yeah, we have an event coming up in April that they probably gonna have some spaces for you guys to just sit there and get information. I'll give you the details on that.
Yeah,
And it's huge. It's Hialeah, Miami Lakes, it's great. Walk. And we're here in the South Florida office of the pool.
Reminds me of how much work I have to do. I just remembered that I have so much to do.
Someone's going to check.
And
So it's coming up.
okay, perfect.
so thank you guys. We really appreciate it and definitely know that we're gonna be reaching out to you to get something started. I think it'll be great. And it could be, you know, one of the things our board is big on is partnerships. A lot of our programs that we do is partnerships instead of us trying to do it ourselves. Because we know it's better for the people who are already involved to do what they're doing than for us to try and reinvent the wheel. So we work with Oxford Autism, one of our first partnerships, and they have expanded from one single class of dancing classes to 3 and probably on their way to 4. So, you know, I see something like that being the same thing for you guys and maybe an opportunity to continue doing something on a regular basis. Thank you all, really appreciate it.
Thank you. And then I also do, and that's kind of how I started, is like, if there's anybody at one of these organizations that like I can talk to, that would be like a good liaison, besides all of these great people. I'm always open to meeting them. That's how I met all the other organizations. Like I would reach out to them, email them, call them, and then we would set a meeting and I would just kind of tell them what we're doing, what we're about. And that's kind of how they continue to like push our flyers and stuff.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys so much.
And you send me her information?
Yes, I'm gonna send you everything.
Okay. All right, good. Guys, so we have roughly 45 minutes. We're gonna speed through this. But I'm gonna find out what they need.
Bye, guys. Take
Bye.
care.
Have a good night.
Oh, that's right.
Sabrina Stanley?
No, Nicole.
Yes, that's right. Okay, I'm sorry. There was somebody else and I was waiting for them, so I just didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do they throw?
For, one of the parks programs that I'm blanking out, I'm so sorry.
So Manny connected us because we already run a mainstream program, Snapology, we do STEM, where we do with Legos, robotics, and all that stuff.
Should we, I'm so sorry. Should we open up public comments?
I think we're gonna have to,
Yeah.
I don't have it on the list, right? Or that's not the one you recommended?
He knew about it. I didn't know they were coming to me.
Okay, so they didn't tell us, so we're just gonna open up public comment. I motion to open up public comments. All those in favor? So we can get a chance to hear from you guys. Go ahead.
So yeah, so Manny had put us in contact and then she said, you guys would be here, so. We were interested in participating. Manny said you guys were looking for different partners to work with the community for the special needs. So at Snapology, this is me from Hand in Hand as well. We kind of have a partnership where Snapology, yeah. So we're in the Family Key Center already, and
And she's usually like, no.
No, I actually, I'm a special ed teacher and, working towards my BCBA, RBT. So we partnered together because with their Lego curriculum and their clientele has been building up a bigger special needs population. So I incorporate a little of the academic behavioral aspect into their fantastic Lego curriculum, which is great because the Legos in itself is fine motor, gross motor, attending skills, multi-step directions. So with their curriculum, we partnered up and we put it together. So we'd like to work with your community and just continue building. It's great. It's a great program because like I was explaining to the parents that, so what they do and what I do, and we brought it together is we'll put together, I'll observe the child, I'll observe their functional ability level, their academic level, and we'll put together based on their attending skills and what they can do so that we work on those discrete trial trainings while working on Legos.
And we're doing
And
STEM.
multi-step direction, STEM, so
They're doing
It's been
science, technology, they're gonna learn how to do axles, gears, building, and then we have a progressive curriculum where we start, I mean, we service all the way from 2 years old, all the way to the top, but we take them through this progress chart, so it'll be at the beginning, we start out with Connects or with Duplos, and then from there we go on to the regular Lego. And then from there, we move on to the motor machines, and then from there, we move on to robotics and coding and so on and so forth. And it goes to drones, video game design, like we have an array of different curriculums. So right now, only in Miami Lakes we service mainstream. We have the special needs. We work with City Miami Beach, and that program is going fantastic. So we were able to see like a living proof how the conjunction of the two. So she's trained our instructors to know certain cues and act on the behavior modification part while we're doing it. So we have a program that also goes one-on-one where we'll service at the school, and it'll be just us two for about an hour. I'm teaching them, I'm teaching them Legos, we're doing buildings. They're learning their engineering and foundation, but at the same time, I'm doing the discrete and I'm writing everything down. I go back and I meet with her, and then she'll meet with the parents at the house. And then she'll start also working with the parents and teach them how to handle these type of behaviors, because we realize there's a gap and a separation between what we do here and then what's being done at the house. And it needs to be together, because like one example that we have is very common. One of my students, she had a hard time eating in the cafeteria. And then when she went to go home and observe, she realized that at home, they don't have that structure. So just trying to change the environment alone, but if it's not enforced at the house, that's never gonna get
Generalized into the other environment.
exactly. So we realized that there was a gap there, so we offer at-home services as well. And that's kind of like how we started this venture, but we really want to bring STEM, we want to bring that to the community. We think and they excel, honestly, in a way that it's beautiful to see. We also do robotics competition. We are inclusive, but I really want to focus on just like doing like a self-contained where they can just, it's cool to be in it and kind of change the concept and give them the opportunity to just have a different type of confidence. Because that's what they get. At the end, they get the confidence. Then they know the terms, they know everything, and you can see the progression. We track it. We can track how much we redirect, how long they take in each step, and so on and so forth. So we just wanted to bring it to you guys.
I would like to say really quick, my son actually, he participated, I would say, for a few weeks. I don't remember exactly. Pandemic hit, and that was. But he did participate at the youth center. He went a few times. My son is in a wheelchair. And I can say it was very accessible. The person that was there, for whatever reason, I thought it was you.
No,
The person that was there was very patient. I mean,
Yeah.
she would come over, she would help him. I mean, intellectually, he knows, but but when it comes to the physical aspect, it was a little
Yeah.
hard. But the other kids would help him too, and I loved to see that.
Yeah.
I think it's a great,
Oh, thank you.
it's
And
a
I think
great
you
program.
should give inclusion to the program,
Okay.
because that also allows the kids with special needs to see their peers and, be included.
Yeah, that's how we have it right now. But honestly, we just get it mainstream. We barely, maybe because we haven't tapped in with you guys or something. But yeah, I would love to be able to reach out to more.
I would say, to tell you the truth, one of the things that we do, and for example, Vivian's been working on this one, we have an animation class that's getting ready to get started, hopefully soon as the city finishes their approval on it. I'm not sure how you worked with Jeremy on building what you've built so far, but essentially it was the same process for us. Anytime we do a program like this, where you guys are pretty much self-contained and all you need is the board's, moral support or
Mhm.
support in some kind of monetary way, is we usually do a business plan that gets presented to the board. And then we approve it and it gets presented to the Parks Board because it's gonna be in one of their facilities. And then it goes to town council and council gives them their final yes on it and then it gets started. That's how Arts for Autism got started with what we do.
Okay.
So the best thing for us to do would be to get a proposal from you guys. If this is gonna be separate from what you're doing right now at the Parks Board, if you want this to be a different one than the one you're already doing.
Well, I know that Manny was going to send out, we talked about sending out surveys to see what the community wanted. Because right now we do offer the inclusive, but it's not, maybe it's not promoted as much as
Right.
that, but it is that like all of our cards, it always says inclusive. But really, we would be open to for that because you would still have, let's say, Maylene or whatever instructor she's assigning for that particular one. I just don't know for the space how that would work, but we don't know what they would want.
Well, if you've already got a contract running, I don't think you'll
Yeah.
have to do another one.
Okay.
But what we could do as a board is tag along on the one that exists and see
Yeah.
what we can do to help support you. Obviously promotions and trying to let the special needs community know that now the program is inclusive. Probably you just say inclusive, half the people, even though they know what it is, they don't know what it is.
Yeah,
It would be important to let them know that the program is available and then the aspect of what you do with them, because I don't think they know that. They just know, oh, there's a program for STEM, that's it.
yeah.
So we have to explain to them. what
Well,
they're
this
doing.
program that we do, that is separate from like the one, because that would be more one-on-one that we do as well. So we offer, it's a variety. So we do it in groups. And then that's when either RBTs will be welcomed and stuff, and that would be more planned out. So we know the ratio to the instructor. We usually like the 3-to-1. But when it's mainstream, we go all the way to 15-to-1 ratio. So it would just be planning that in advance,
what do you think, you guys would need to make this work?
So we had done like a questionnaire to see what the gauge, the interest would be. Then we also have a separate questionnaire that's the one that we use every single time we're trying to pair with
Family intake interview, just to see the severity of the child, if they have an IEP, what they need, the parent concerns. And usually when, I mean, as you know, the profound population, the parents are concerned if they're nonverbal, if they're aggressive, or, you know, their attending ability, if they are mainstreamed. For instance, we had one at the Miami Beach that I went in because of the child severity as far as attending skills are not compliant, and worked with him, trained the instructors on how to work with them, and it was an inclusive setting. So we want to see if Miami Lakes wants, do they want a self-contained for those students who are not ready, who are not inclusive yet, because we do inclusive. We have high functioning individuals with all ranges of disabilities. It's a program, it's a Legos program, they love it. I mean, that's something they start doing the head chiquitico because they want to, but what is it your community wants? Do you want a self-contained? Do you want something a little bit more individualized where we can gear towards the skills they need? You know, we're working with a family right now who they want to mainstream their child, but cognitively she's able to, but her behaviors are so intense that we're trying to work with those behaviors through the SNAPology curriculum. So we can work on location and
We could probably.
see which program.
Both. I don't think we could do both, but I would think we'd start with inclusion as well.
Okay.
And expand.
running now, right now.
Yeah.
And
The
we
only thing that hasn't ran right now for spring, but the last one we did was a summer camp because the numbers were low, the registration numbers. I had a bunch of parents call me saying that they had a lot of financial, they took the time to call and they're like, it was like a phenomenal. Yeah.
Because we do events and
They were
they
actually
don't
like
call.
to cost me a minimum.
Okay. So I have it right now.
Yeah, they have it right now. It's an add addition to have.
25,
being able
a
to
drop
work
in,
with
and then if they do like a package, it comes
And
down
promotion.
a little bit less, but it's only like 25 a class.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, is it
Yeah. And
STEM?
then the Miami like, yes,
Okay.
yes,
Is
Yeah.
it STEM or STEAM?
it's both. So it's science, technology, engineering. The A is for arts.
Right.
And then M, so because there's arts involved, so we'll build the basic one. But then afterwards, they're encouraged to add their own creativity side. We also have a program that's called Superstructures, and that's all architecture. So there's a lot of arts and creativity in that program. So we like STEAM, but most people know it as STEM. So I start with STEM and then I introduce.
And it's
the-
Legos and robotics?
It's a conjunction of things, yes, but it's primarily Legos and all sorts of Legos and the robotics.
I prefer Lincoln Laws.
What?
It's
What day?
Of course.
on Thursdays. I bring a lot.
And what time?
You guys can have some of these.
So what's your biggest group, age group?
What's the age?
From 2 to 14. From 2 to 14.
In the.
You ever thought about doing an adult
And what
program?
time?
Yes. Yes, in my,
Because that's the number one thing that Manny harps on us, is not having an adult program. Because these adults are sitting at their house not doing anything, and he wants them to go do something, and we've been trying to figure out what to do for them. And we've come up with 2 or 3 of the programs that we've looked at that were so intensive that we couldn't really get it done. So if this is something you could do
Yeah.
for adults, I
absolutely.
think that we would be wanting to look at starting a second program.
Perfect
So this would be a little bit to do a business plan
for that.
for this one.
For that,
because it's
for that.
not- because you include working with the parents.
Exactly.
Think about that.
And what time are you doing the program?
From 5 p.m., from 5 to 6 on Thursdays. Yeah.
You.
Well, we are the
and
primary
you're
vendor
willing
for
to
the youth
change-
center.
You're willing to change the timing if it's need.
Oh, yeah.
For the adults.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the days, so when I spoke to Manny, we are the predominant vendor. So he says, we're empty here, if you don't have it, we go ahead and let's try to see if we can add some other stuff and see if it works.
Yeah,
So-
and my guess is we'll submit their stuff and we'll get approved instantly.
The adults program,
Like the rest of the stuff you've been trying to get in.
the population still at home, you have to.
Yeah, that's
During
been a
parties,
big-
okay.
that was the definition that we done in our FRU, our FIU, help me guys, what's the word for the study we did? That was-
Assessment.
Assessment. That found that was mostly adults with special needs in our community that were not able to, they had nothing to do. And there are a couple of programs that are in this area, one's through Aspects, one's through is it Victory Center, and there's another one, Creative Action, that where they help adults with autism or adults in general with disabilities, find work and do work. But a lot of this is what you're talking about, is they get them out of the house, away from the family, gives them a chance to learn and grow, which this could be.
And helps them with motor skills as
Yeah.
well.
With motor skills. So we've been trying to find something for adults. If you already got the kids program running, all we have to really do is piggyback on there and promote it for you guys.
Perfect.
For the adult program, we could pick a location, we could pick, we could do whatever we wanted to make it work. And I think that would be a good thing. So let's roundtable this again. Send Gabby all the information you've got,
Okay.
and her and I can communicate with you about what kind of a proposal we would need to give to them to do a second program. And then what we'll talk as a board, once we get the next meeting, about what we can do to make it work.
That'll be excellent. Thank you, guys.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
No, but I will.
I motion to close public comment. All those in favor?
All right.
Okay, let's move on to the next thing.
What you're doing in a minute, I'm like.
Yeah. So sensory playground concept, obviously the town manager was supposed to be here, he's not here, so we will defer that. It's all right, it's a long-term project, it's not gonna happen.
Who second the motion to close public comments? Was Byron?
I second.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I need to vote to defer?
Yes.
I motion to defer the playground
Okay.
All right, next meeting.
for our next meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
To defer what?
Sensory playground.
A on the agenda.
Sorry, I'm going fast. I'll slow down a little.
No, no, it's okay.
Special needs update. So we'll start with Officer Amador. How are things going with the program?
Nothing extra to report. But we'd like to talk about our meeting this morning with,
Go for it.
the, young elderly affairs.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, yeah, just give it to Gabby. She'll-
Yeah, I'll email you, because I already ran out of those. I didn't know it was in this. But I want to.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, guys.
Have a great one.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, Jesse, fill us in on how that meeting went.
Well, it went really well. I do want to mention, one of the things that they was that, well, some of them are new to the board, and for some reason, they said they had never heard of it. I know, that Officer Amador has presented it at different meetings. He's, we were talking about that, he's given out flyers. I think it was really good, the fact that both of us went. I think it gave, it showed them the importance, not just of the program itself, but the importance to us and as a board. And we actually were also speaking about going to other different committees. I would, if it's during the day, usually that's the best time for me, but even at night, depending what day it is, I'd be more than willing to go, but I think it would be something good. They're very excited about it. They even invited Officer Amador to go to one of their bingos, one of their sessions.
That's fun. Listen.
They said that there's about 100 to 130 participants, so that would be, a really good moment for him to put all the information out there, so.
Yeah, what other committees, public safety would be a good one to go to, don't you? think?
Public safety, actually Nancy is part of the other affairs committee.
Love Nancy.
So she actually said, so that would definitely, but really this is
Well, and you know what, the
Something-
business one too, what's the business one?
The chamber of commerce?
neighborhood committee, no.
No, the chamber, like
Economic development.
economic development, that would be good, because then they can tell the business owners.
I think really we should go to each and every single one.
Everyone,
I think that would be a good idea. I guess we can. Now, I did want to mention, if you look at our flyer, don't kill me, but it's very kid-like. And I'm fine with that, but if we want the elderly, the elderly community to actually, like go, be interested or even look at the flyer, really.
Yes,
But that one too, like it's a child.
Okay.
Yeah, the safe one, I think it's good. I think it's good, not great, but the one, I agree with this one, the way you're saying is childish. And the graphic is what makes the difference. If you have all images that represent a family, that represents different ages of the age groups, basically.
I mean, I don't want to spend too much time, I mean, even though I think we're supposed to vote on it or something. right?
well, if you're asking for things and you can't really vote on it,
Yeah,
I'll
okay,
just,
because I don't want to take up time, I don't know if our Officer Armendar wants to say something about this.
Yeah, I think that, it was great, to piggyback off of that, it was great that we were both there. Because somebody from the actual special needs, because I'm at most of the meetings except for that one, because I have a meeting and they're all at the same time. So, but I did tell them if, need be, I would be at their meeting. But two things that I think we took that were really big was, one was, people were saying that they had never heard about it.
Yeah, that's
So-
been the biggest problem. Nobody hears about it.
And I told them, listen, we didn't come here, we came here as a refresher. Not as, this is the first time you're supposed to be hearing about it. Because blasted all over social media on the town. And we need to figure out a better way of disseminating if these people don't know, that this even exists. So, we need to go to all the, or I always go to all the meetings, but as a special needs committee, I can do the same refresher, but one of you guys with me, and then we do that, and then I continue in the meeting how I always do. But definitely something where we can, and for some, it will be refresher because they know about it, but like even Nancy was like, oh, this is great. See, you don't know that
Yeah.
this is. You should know,
We told her about it.
yeah, you should know.
That's what we talked about before, the importance of the flyers. That's what
She attended one of our
she
meetings.
has. It's gonna have to, they're gonna have to go everywhere. They're gonna go in city hall, they're gonna go at restaurants, they're gonna go in buildings in office spaces, because that's how we're gonna get attention.
So, something I wanted to say really quick about the flyer. We might have to have a special call meeting, because the thing is, we need these flyers by April 1st. Gabby,
before.
exactly, before April 1st, because that's when the health fair is gonna be. So we need to be able to,
Well, if we have to have a
Vote on
special
it?
call, we can do it. I don't know. I mean, what do you think needs to ask the plan? Are you finished with the report for the? I didn't want to cut you off. Is there anything else to report on it?
No, I think that.
It was all,
I mean, it went very well, and they took it very well, and all the flyers that I had, these original ones that we had, they took them, and they want more. And then we mentioned that we're working on something like this, for all the other, locations, and some lady was talking about her business, that she actually preferred these, so. We gave them that, but we need like tons and tons of these flyers to be able to give out.
yeah,
and they were already like, oh, I know someone, so they were like,
Yeah.
they were really excited.
We told them, there's no excuse, there's always a way of getting the application, and at any time we will, receive it and we'll process it, there's no excuse. We'll make sure, harp on that.
all right then. So let's jump in.
Sorry, just to add onto that, I was just told today that on YouTube, the registry video is up. So,
We'll share that out. Feel free to share it when you go to the YouTube channel.
yes,
Can it, we can share it in social media and also I can put it on the website.
So then let's jump
oh,
right into
sorry,
the flyer.
so the flyer, any suggestions there? So I can.
That's what we're gonna do right now.
Okay,
Let's look at the flyers, guys. So we have two different flyers. Remember, we talked about this. One is a kiddish one that's gonna go to schools and therapy centers, stuff like that. The other one is supposed to be more business-like, and that one's gonna be handed out to business areas, doctor's offices, whatever. Just we're canvassing the town. And I know it's an 8x10 form.
thanks, Mom.
It's gonna be smaller. But at the same time, you know, we can ask for these to be printed in 8x10 too, if we need them. So if they want a more sophisticated look versus the childish look, we can make that happen. Let's go over the two flyers that we have now, guys. Let's start with the kids one. What do you see? What do you think needs to be changed? So we can make that one approved.
If this is the one that's gonna go to schools, we can keep it like that.
That was the plan.
Well, I don't see
Therapy.
worth doing any changes to it, because it's basically our market, it's gonna be kids. Miami-Dade County Public Schools, kids, so now if we're gonna be spreading them or.
No, the idea
for
for this one is just
For the schools, I think we
and
should leave it like
therapy.
that, I think we should leave it like that.
Everybody else agree?
Okay.
So,
But I think we need to change the one in Spanish. It should be mantenga su familia segura, not seguro.
Yeah, that's true.
all right, let's, hold on. Before we get lost, let's do it one page at a
English.
time. English. Everybody read over English, make sure you're comfortable with it. We'll approve it, we'll move to Spanish. English look good for everybody? Everybody's happy with the logos, colors and everything? All right. I motion to approve the English child flyer.
I second.
All those in favor?
I,
Motion passes. Go over Spanish and please give me some insight because I don't know what it says.
Seguro.
Bueno,
That's a
the
very.
A,
Segura.
the A.
Más sobre este lugar, más.
I don't know why I'm trying to read it.
no focus on.
Some of us are not Spanish.
Hispanic,
Yes, sir.
Spanish means you're from
This is
Spain.
weird. Permite que el personal de respuesta a emergencia planifique, no, okay, no. Let me read it. Sorry.
Let me read it out loud.
It can be in too small.
Well, pre. The doctor didn't tell me it was pre. He told me it was pre. I'm gonna kick this thing and find it. I've cut off everything. I haven't had shot of whiskey or a piece of sugar for a
I think
week.
it's fine.
No, de enlace, escanee,
Este código. So it's a QR
escanea,
code.
o escanee,
Creo que,
Escaneo.
Escaneo.
exacto, like the proper word, I think is escaneo. It's like, and like the slang is escanea, it's like Googlea, like,
en there.
in the proper Spanish, I think is escaneo.
Oh, another word for scanning, que no sea escanea, even if.
Yeah, I think, and I still think it's,
Escanear, verb escanear, can explorar.
no, there's I know there's another word that,
Explorar,
no,
explorar,
explorar means explore.
No.
explore, scan, scout, probe, spy, outline.
Explorar, it doesn't know that one, it's,
And then actually said escanear, with an R.
escanear is the action, it's the action of scan.
Like when you look up the word, it says escanear, like that's the
But that's
the
the
translation.
translation.
Escanea.
I will change it to seguir el código,
Seguir.
like,
No.
No, but that sounds.
sounds a lot better.
No. Seguir, that's like, go follow the code, like literally, like, hey, the code is there, let me. Sorry.
No, I'm trying to know, there's a,
O tomo una foto del código.
no,
But
porque they're gonna take a photo.
I would say escanee.
Okay.
More proper.
If anything, we just say that Clary was the one that.
Yeah, no, I
I have no idea. But is it
Yeah, yeah,
Escanea
yeah.
or Escanee? What is it?
The thing about Spanish is there's a like common and then there's proper.
Yeah, then you have
So you
like,
have the back and
past,
forth,
present
like
tense.
it's more complicated and female, male, everything has a gender.
Yeah, that's why the familia seguro.
Yeah.
you have
Cut that one.
past, present, and future tense, but you have like perfect past tense, improper
Okay,
past tense,
it's
there's.
okay.
You can say
So let's
engañar.
just leave it.
So, Sagara,
Engañar, you can say engañar.
Because
but
it's the action.
It's kind of like a slam and the translation, but it's the translation, is scan, engañar.
how do you
Okay,
spell that?
okay.
Just add an R at the end.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so it's still, it's the all the word with an R at the end of it?
I think because when you Google it, like, and you look for the translation, it says escanear,
Or is
I
there-
think that'll work.
Yeah, and everybody's gonna understand. what
So
it is.
that it's ESCANEAR.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
An R at the end.
So the two changes, Saguro is Sagura, and Escanar. Escape and ear, escape and ear, please. ESC is escape, right? On a computer,
So escape in here,
escape and ear.
There you go.
A second, so those two things are the only changes that are on there. Other than that, with those two changes, I motion to approve this Spanish flag.
Second.
All those in favor?
wait. So the title, are we gonna keep it, the one in Spanish, it's still gonna be Town of Miami-Dade Special Needs Registry? So,
This portion here,
yeah. Town will be el pueblo, la ciudad de Miami-Dade, so
what do you guys think? I didn't think about that. Is that important?
it's not, but since we're doing everything else in Spanish, or
Oh, yeah. Registro de.
Ciudad de los
Registro
lagos de
de.
Miami.
de educación.
Especiales, servicios especiales. Yeah, then you have to invert, registry will be first, registry of special needs. You gotta invert it, because that would be in Spanish.
Thoughts, discussion,
sorry that I threw the wrench in your plans, but if we're doing the whole thing in Spanish.
cancel the motion, please. Retract the motion,
Motion, not emotion.
retract the motion, we're back to the flyer. Do we change the top to Spanish?
What we would change it to? Ciudad de los Lagos de Miami?
No, but la ciudad de Miami Lakes, those Miami Lakes will be
Ciudad de
in
Miami
the.
Lakes.
Miami Lakes
Same.
ain't
Pueblo is town.
Yes,
That's how-
but.
According to
You've got-
Google, it's
La
Ciudad.
ciudad, la ciudad.
Ciudad es
Yeah.
and town es pueblo.
They talk about Miami
You
Lakes
can
in
say
Spanish.
Miami
in case
Lakes.
you
Yeah, I would
put it
say
in
Miami
those-
Lakes.
You know what I mean? Put it
Right.
sounds like,
Pueblo.
You can say Miami Lake,
Western.
yeah.
Put a gunslinger in the back.
I get the impression that somebody wants to have it changed. Is that right?
I don't know.
It's one of those things that it's.
You're doing half of it, might as well do the rest.
I don't know. if they're
The only
gonna-
thing is we gotta decide what word to use instead of town.
I would-
Well, special needs registry is,
You might just say Miami Lake.
Yeah.
No, ciudad or town?
No, you said Miami Lakes, but then.
Miami Lake.
just take out town of. Take out town of and just put Miami Lakes. Miami Lakes,
Yeah.
red, what did you call it? What is it?
Special
Red?
needs.
Pueblo, el registro de servicios especiales.
Okay. I like that, let's go with it. Remove town of, leave Miami Lakes as it is.
Somebody has to
Center.
spell it out for her.
Just
Yeah,
tell me what you
Miami.
want, and then, yeah, I just.
You don't speak
Miami
Spanish?
Lake,
She does.
Okay.
baby. ¿Qué necesidades especiales?
Necesidades. especiales.
Necesidades.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's all inverted.
yes.
Okay. Now,
Sounds like services.
Yeah, pero that's how it
It is.
started.
go ahead.
No, you're good.
I want to make a decision before it's too late. We all,
So are we keeping then town of Miami Lakes or are we putting?
we're just putting Miami Lakes.
No, just, we're taking away town off and just put
Salt,
Miami Lakes, what she said.
same in Miami Lakes.
Okay.
Okay? Everybody good on that? Motion to pass it with the changes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Do we do the registro first or we do it after?
The what?
Registro.
Yes, registro de necesidades especiales.
De Miami Lakes.
No. Miami.
It would just be scratch out town up
Mhm.
and then Miami Lakes and then
Registro.
basically this kind of like in a different order.
I know we're Spanish, you switch it back.
Not to hurry anybody, but we have 15 minutes and a whole category of crap to get on.
Not in a hurry, but
Now the other one,
All right, it's the other ones, yes, this is the one that's gonna be on a 5x7 board. I think it was, I think it looks great,
avoiding the string.
but I'm concerned that it had all that color in it. I thought it was supposed to be just very plain, where it
oh,
was,
that's right, we had said like the black and white.
it
like
was,
the-
it basically, it was just gonna be, well, color, we had color, but the whole background was gonna be white.
Mhm.
And there was no design, no bricks, no stuff, no, just the words, bullet points. And no color, and the color is on the type style, the type style had color. We still wanna do that?
So this is for a flyer, not for the card.
that's the part.
This is the
That's the
card.
part. It's just blown up. Exactly blown up.
This is gonna be what, a card size?
Was it a 6x8? What size?
I don't know, it was exactly
The
the
one
same.
that you like, Mother? 4.5 by 6, I think it was.
No, that's
It's
just.
the GU.
Yeah, 4 by 6.
I mean,
This is the locket, this is the locket,
Or back six.
this was the locket. This is the locket,
What's the locket?
it's bigger than 4x6,
Yeah.
Oh,
I believe it's 5x7, isn't it?
That's what I thought.
So it's 5x7, so all this is going on 5x7, does that look like too much?
There we go. So good.
Okay,
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah.
You wanted it exactly. like
Good time for a reminder, lock it or lose it, guys.
yeah, if our brother didn't pay attention to that.
And we had talked about having multiple pictures, didn't we?
yes.
Gabby, Francisco.
My. Spanish or
One in Spanish, one side in Spanish, one in English. right?
Oh, okay, yeah,
The Spanish one should be on the other.
yeah. I'm
Okay,
looking at it.
back to back, no, like it'll be one card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was split. I think this is, I mean, I don't think I can even approve this right now. I think we need to have a good,
I will redo the whole
The
thing.
picture. Revisit it.
yeah,
I would even go as far as if, but this is more the sign to incorporate more the colors of autism. Like the blue, red, yellow.
and it
Into
does
it,
stand out better.
instead of just, even though I like it because you can read it, but when you put it in this size, it's gonna be way too cramped.
I agree.
Yeah, so he didn't put a lot of pictures because there's just not gonna be in space.
Yeah, see, the concept was supposed to be following just like this. So there would be a picture here, and I think we were gonna put the QR code in the middle.
Yeah, wasn't it the logo, Miami Lakes logo, the SNAP logo and the QR code in the middle?
Yeah, we were gonna put those, down at the bottom, but we said we could shrink them a bit so that we could have a bigger text. And that the text from our other, I think we had adjusted the text, didn't we? It was supposed to be very simple. I think that
I
last one,
followed what it said in the minutes.
You look at my old, I wrote it down.
here's the thing, is this one of those that we need to have ready for this health fair, or is the other one gonna work? We need to have it ready for the health fair?
The thing is, this one is for kids. The other one that we approved is for kids, and this is supposed to be.
So then we need to have a. We need to have a special call meeting. Because
Yeah,
we
'cause we
can't,
don't have
do this in,
Next week,
in 10 minutes, we can't do this.
or can this be something that can be texted to?
Not with our government, no.
Yes.
We're gonna have to do a special call. Can you see if we can find a space before April to do that?
Subcommittee meeting.
Subcommittee, yeah.
Or is there a way to text it?
Actually, I think it's special.
So we have a special committee.
With the vote, yeah. we can vote.
Yeah.
It has to be in person.
That's my resort up to.
It has to be in person, it has to be special call, because it has to be, we have to vote. on it.
Let me look at the calendar.
My suggestion, guys, is take this home, look over it. Run through every single thing you think should be matching to this and what you think should be in it, bring your notes to this meeting and we'll change it.
Now, I will say this, if we have this one and we just change like two, then we can have one for everyone, I guess, and one for just kids.
Gabby, I don't see
Or
anything
we
on
just
Thursday that
do
night.
this one.
I
I think
have-
it's better, right?
I have no problem.
This one just for the kids and then this one will be for everyone.
I was gonna say, I have no problem approving this one now, so we can have an 8x10 flyer to use. But this is specific for Officer Amador.
Now, my issue with this one though, it has a child. So how are we gearing this one towards adults as well? We're not.
That's easy. Well, replace the QR code with an adult picture and
The QR code in the middle.
put the QR code in the middle and don't worry about all the text. No. Or put it underneath it, I don't know. It's supposed to be, it was supposed to be 3 pictures here anyway.
And that same style of like, maybe an adult,
An elderly with someone helping them.
yeah.
I think we need a meeting. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's.
Think so?
Yeah, so. Because we're going back and
Well, hold on,
forth.
let's find out we can actually get one.
Yes, you
Okay, great.
So, you have the 8th available, same time, 5:30 to 7. The 8th, there's a meeting at 7. If not, the 15th. And then,
Oh,
Yes,
because you
one.
have to be, is one here.
yes,
Yeah,
so
ask me what she said.
I have a tiny bit more hours. But I have another committee, so we kind of need to like balance this out. So.
I don't think we would need more than 30, 40 minutes, the max.
Yeah, we're just.
Oh, I know, but I need like. Okay, like the schedule, I'm here in March is 5 weeks, that's like a different thing. I'm here every Wednesday. Except the 22nd, I'm not here. Because I would need to divide.
Well, I would say you said 8 and 15. Which one works for you? 8 or 15?
8. What's the?
It's good for me because I have my meeting afterwards.
8, everybody, 8? We'll take the 8. 5:30, schedule it, we'll special call to finish up this. We've already approved the kids
Well,
one.
subcommittee.
No, it has to be a special call. Because we have to approve it. We have to do the, we'll do the,
Oh, yes, you have to vote. Okay,
we have to vote.
Because the subcommittee is prepare and then go to vote. No, we need it all at once.
So it'll be a special call. And the only thing on that agenda, I'll send you the agenda tonight. The only thing is the special needs advisory, right, that's there.
Next.
Okay,
So on the 8th, from 5:30 to 7.
yes,
I say,
which I don't think we'll leave the whole thing, we'll just take it anyway. So then for the rest of the special needs registry flyers, I motion to divert that to the next special call meeting.
a second.
All those in favor?
I.
Aye. All right, quick recap on Painting the Twist. How'd it go, Vivian?
It was a great success. We had, I believe 22 participants out of the 25. Oh, it was great, but I do owe everybody an apology because when I figured out the budget, I figured it out using the numbers for the drive, which were $10.
Right.
So then I don't, when it's in person, it's $21 per person. So the money we allocated, I didn't have enough. So I had to overspend, but.
So I went over budget.
Sarasella was fine for us to just
We just have to vote today,
vote
the extra money.
to add. an
So how much was
additional-
that?
So I'm sorry for making that mistake, you guys.
So you
I
can have a
that's the
deficit.
wrong number.
We can already talk about.
Yeah.
There's a.
We'll talk about that later.
But
So
I
how much do
would
you-
say one of the buckets that we do have here is should we just? There's one special events and committees, no, special, I guess under the special needs advisory board, let's do that, okay.
Under the special needs advisory board.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
Like
that.
that. Reflect. I. Social and recreation.
What did you do last?
It was social and recreation.
Yeah, usually.
And actually, that is one of the focus. So we could do that one. Yeah, there's some funny, weird things happening
Okay,
that have never happened before, so.
I'll leave that to you. Vivian, how much do we need?
So I need to, I move to allocate an extra $600 to the painting with a twist event. To cover
From
all
the
the
social,
charges and everything.
I second. All those in
from the
favor?
social and recreation.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
See, an extra 600.
on the social and recreation.
And all people pass it.
Vivian motion, John second.
Okay, moving on, recap the workshop event. That was that one, like, the light, we didn't get a chance to recap it the last meeting.
And this was for the autism.
Painting
with
with
a
Painting with a twist.
Not autism, doesn't
Oh.
with a twist.
Okay, the workshop. Yeah.
It was good.
It's good, I mean, other than, you know.
The subcommittee, that's right. Never mind. Good, it was
Oh,
good.
wait, because I have another idea for a workshop.
Okay, good.
That was brought up to me and I wanted to. Okay, so April is Autism Awareness Month and, you all know my Manila from Hope for Autism. She wanted to partner with us and do a parent support group in Spanish for that one time.
I know that this is one that's already set up, but we have this information. I'm saying if anyone wants to look at it, because it would be, you want a card, right?
No, this is something different. Yeah. It could be a parent support group in Spanish. So all we would have to do is provide a location, you know, she'll lead the group. And,
Would we need technology?
no.
Okay.
We just
It could
need a
be
space.
anywhere. Yeah, it could be in any of the community centers.
For April?
Yeah, the first week of April, like whatever is available, at one of the community centers for an evening. And maybe we could, allocate some money to bring some snacks.
Community center or-
$100.
Community center or?
It depends what's available. There's no preference.
But it would be somehow.
Okay,
Preferably, I think.
Yeah.
We've done it at Optimus before and it was.
so we just need to get a space and we need to provide money and give them permission to do this, so.
So
Go
can I
for
make
it.
a motion?
Yes,
I move to partner up with Hope for Autism for a Spanish parent support group the first week of April, depending on which community center is available. And allocate $200 to buy snacks for the parents. That would- From the
Community
training. No, that would be training. Right now.
Let's do it.
Don't worry. All those in favor?
Awareness. Second Vivian.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Aye, sorry. Okay, great. Thank you, Vivian. That sounds great. We'll put it on the next agenda to talk about, make sure we have everything ready for it. The UN card Spanish thing.
Wait,
You
what
want us-
about the committee report?
We don't have to do it.
We're gonna do first.
It's been extended because of the issues with the
The
budget.
flyer that is here.
Do you need us to do anything for this? Or we just kind of know what?
I don't know. We need to figure out if we're gonna go to it or not.
Oh, we get to go to it, okay.
Oh, this is for us to set up a table.
That's not of ours.
From 9:30 to 3.
6.
Okay, well, at this point, I have nothing on that calendar, so I can go. You want, I can at least, if I can go, you get one more person to go, we can have a table. Everyone okay with that?
Who's gonna go?
I'm gonna go.
There has to be at least 2 people
I'll bring my mom.
from the pool.
Honorary board member,
I always, you know what, I think it would be best if we just say yes to an event and that one of us is guaranteed to go to, and then we just kind of play along.
I mean,
We have to let we've been told that if 2 don't say yes, then we should not move forward with the event.
Who told you that?
Victoria said it. I don't know if it's like,
didn't that change in the last?
I was gonna say that they didn't say anything about that. We used to doing some of these things alone, back in the day. But
so far,
off because it's a backup. I mean, if something happened and you never know, you wanna have a backup.
But how can any of us say yes to it right now when we're not even in April, where it's still, we just got into March? Can anyone here, Garen, besides me, say yes to being there on the 15th? Okay, there's your second,
I will be with you most of the time.
Where's it gonna be at?
And
in the library over there,
Oh,
the one here in Miami?
yeah.
it's in the library right over there. Behind, Fuller Traffic House. I motion for us to have a space at the event.
it says it right there.
Biblioteca de Miami Lakes.
I can actually read that part. I motion to have a table there. I will attend, and so will Officer Amador, and if we get closer to the date, if any of you want to join us, please let us know.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I will go ahead and let Ivan know, and fill out whatever needs to be filled out for them to have a table there for us and 2 chairs. and all that.
Thank you very much. Health and wellness fair, is everything okay with that?
Yes, so, the table's reserved from April 1st, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Mary Collins Community Center.
Repeat the time, please.
10 to 1. You can also find, like the information on the town's calendar.
And who was the ones that agreed to go on that, that need to?
I know, I agree. I agreed to it. I remember Vivian said she was gonna be.
Yeah, so I think I said yes.
Yeah.
I need to make sure I put that on my calendar. Okay, the only thing we don't have with that, and I wanted to ask you about, was at the end of the notes here, what do you need help wise?
Yes.
Francesca,
Okay, don't worry, I got it.
Francisco.
remember we said that we were gonna have you do some purchasing of, stuff for us to do events at the end of our last meeting.
Who do I ask, for the card?
You just need to ask for the card, right? And we were gonna kind of we put a budget together, so I would let them know the budget. I don't know what it was. It's in the notes. But that was,
It was gonna be for the tent, the canopy and the pool boats, right? The
little
rolling-
like a rolling thing, well, to carry that around, yeah. Here it is, right here, number 8. So. Isn't it? No,
No.
doesn't matter what we need. Oh, I think it's in there. I put it on my list just to say something about it.
On page 12.
Well, yeah, 200.
Yeah, there it is. It's number 8 on page 12. Okay, so it was $200 and you were gonna buy us a 10 by 10 tent and whatever accessories we needed. So we needed the little cart to carry it around in. I had an extension cord and I think we needed, what else do we need? Is that it?
Yeah, I think because we have table,
Yeah, and we didn't want a chair because we always have chairs.
so
So that's it. Okay. Just make sure that when you get a chance, stop by and pick up the credit card. Let her know and come in on Wednesday to get it. And then we can bring it back anytime. And then
But we're not doing the standalone advertising.
we haven't got, no, we got quotes for that, but we haven't said anything about doing it yet.
So it's
so on the next Wednesday, go ahead, that'll-
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you need to schedule?
Hmm?
Are you, where are you gonna keep it?
It's gonna stay in my garage.
Oh, okay.
That's what we agreed on.
Okay.
So that way I'm not losing it. So is that all good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to defer the 5K. Because we don't need it. I'm gonna defer SFAX because we still haven't, it's gonna be in April, so we'll just defer it.
Holiday painting with a twist,
We should talk
holiday.
about that later. 'cause it's gonna
Question
be-
though, yes, but how far in advance do we have to let them know about the table? Okay,
In fact, I can actually approve us before we even agree.
okay.
I'm still in charge of
Which
that.
holiday?
I mean,
Holiday painting with a twist, which holiday?
Yeah, but who's gonna be the one we're gonna do?
During the day, pick that up, I bring the card.
April autism.
Vivian, we already did the Hope for Autism. So that was- yeah. That one's scratched out. All right, so
I can go in at 12, I'll take my lunch break. and pick it up.
Yeah,
no, I know you're gonna do
Uh,
it after, but
Just the downstream awareness day, like, downstream day is just for you guys to know, like, it's, March 21st. And most likely it's gonna be at Donna Chella's, but you all invited to be there. And if we wanna have a little table just to do arts and craft, that's, if you wanna do something, but you all invited. It's just a celebration.
okay,
And the digital music is just just to invite the program leader for the digital music, because we are doing this program in DD and it's very successful. And I think it will be a really good program for the adults in the community. So I wanted to just get the okay for like inviting the leader for the program to come and do a presentation.
absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah, so,
You can do
so when can he come? Our next meeting?
Yeah, I'll put it on the agenda for the next meeting.
Okay. Perfect.
And what time is March 21st?
Most likely will be 7.
Okay,
Mhm.
just a heads up, that's middle of spring break,
It's a Tuesday.
in the middle of spring break.
I know.
Just letting you know.
The April autism thing, the autism awareness month. Do you want to do something like that right now or you want to include it? Okay, so that has to be now. So, and that's, so we're gonna motion to move 5K and the walk safety fair and the holiday paint with a twist the next meeting, please.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
So I don't know if y'all remember last year, we partnered up with Miss Audrey and we did a resource fair at Mary Collins. Slash fundraiser to raise funds for Arts for Autism, which, you know, goes to the dance programs, which now have extended to yoga. We're offering also a yoga class. So, I moved to do that again this year. It'll be April 29th. Mary Collins, we've already reserved it for that date. Well, Ms. Ogden did. Is, you know, she wants to partner with us, again. So, and I would like to allocate $200 to help with any, you know, food or decorations. Like we did last year, we got some balloons, some food, and it was a very successful event. I think like over 100 people went, ended up going.
That's April autism awareness, right?
Yeah.
okay, a
We
second.
had a ton of vendors.
All those in favor?
With
Aye.
bucket, community awareness.
All right.
Bucket,
Motion passed.
community awareness.
Yeah.
What time? April 29th.
At what time? I think it's like, 11 to 1. And I'll have to look at the email.
Did you also want to do her funding now or do you want to do that next time?
We can do that.
We're gonna motion to defer the arts for autism funding for the programs to next meeting.
When does the spring start?
But one motion where
What,
I think it's,
is it
I
starting?
don't think it should take too long, just because I don't know when it's
You
starting.
want to just do it now?
Yeah.
Let's just do it now. No motion. Retract motion. All right, what's the amount that we need to?
The amount is It's $5,400 for the spring semester and the fall semester.
So
So that will,
5,400 times two
no.
altogether.
Altogether.
Okay, now, because it's that amount, I don't know how that.
So we need a special permit for that one?
Not sure.
So
'cause
it's
I
over.
But I don't know, because it's, because of the amount.
Yeah,
If
there's a certain amount, and you
Yeah.
go over a certain amount.
We'll have to get it approved or something.
Yeah, from Clarissa.
I think we approve it and then they take it up there to get it approved and get it back to us. But we are, our budget's different than the other committees because it's not government money. It's donation.
Okay, let's vote on it, and then if anything, if we're not able to, for whatever reason, then we have to bring it up to council.
That's
But
fine.
that would have to be in their next council. meeting.
By voting on it now, we can do that.
That's fine, yeah.
So, I motion that we fund $5,400 to Arts for Autism for the spring and fall classes of dances like we normally cover under a bucket,
Right?
just a bucket.
So social and recreation.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Does it feel better community awareness?
I need a
That's
second.
more next. one.
I second.
All those in favor,
I,
motion passes. Thank you. Okay, we did it, and we're just 15 minutes late.
autism Spanish, yeah, and I got the,
We did that already.
just bring out fall semester and then fundraisers.
I know it went really fast. Sorry about that. We had a lot of great stuff today. Any announcements? Go ahead.
One announcement real quick, and I don't know if you know if it's part of the announcement, but there's a mental health, be real quick, there's a mental health section from the county, Miami-Dade Police Department, and they do all kinds of stuff that I just wanted them to do an informational session to show you guys what it is that they do, because I cannot explain everything that they do. But I wanted to put it out there to see if it was something that the committee will be open for the next meeting, so that they can come out, if I can get them to come out, and then they can just explain everything to what they're doing through the county with helping the mental health. There's a criminal aspect in it, and that's why I wanted to.
The agendas are due.
Just so I know, because the town is one, right? It's the whole county, but there's people in the town that are involved in that right now that they
So
have.
the agenda.
And that's where it kind of started, because I think I reached out to them to talk to them about it during one of the cases, and they said, yeah, we can come on and talk to them.
I'll pull them right.
And that's someone to help also, because they're kind of the two, and public safety, I want to see if they can come on to offer.
So the April agenda is gonna be due on the 22nd, right? Yeah.
I believe so.
So I need to know by the 22nd. Text me before then.
Oh, okay.
Will be the next meeting, right?
Yes. So you would.
So that you
By the
mean March.
29th. Yeah, the 29th.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong calendar. 29th.
If you're gonna do it by the 22nd, it'll be.
No, 29th is good, maximum time. So give me know by the 29th. I call this meeting to end at whatever time it is.
7:12.
7:12.
7:12. Thank you so much.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Okay. When you guys are ready.
Perfect, so let's call to order at 7:18. And we do not have a secretary, so we have to, so yeah, if you can mind helping until we get to that.
You would need to do that first.
What?
You would need to, do
Do the
election.
elections first,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
So then it would
perfect.
be somebody
Oh,
would
no.
nominate.
No, wait, let me reflect on the record. I'm not going to be the secretary. I will cover for your secretary. That was
You're
my.
helping.
Yeah. Sorry, I digress.
The secretary resigned.
Oh, no, I will help you with this meeting. I'm not gonna be the secretary.
So
Yeah.
you all would need to, since there's quorum, there's 4 of you, we would need to hold the elections for any secretary. So then Lindsay can't do it and neither can Jennifer.
All right. so
Gary?
everybody-
No, ma'am, thank you.
Wonderful.
I'm advocate for my veterans organization. Plus, it's another plus of privilege. I have it out.
This one, so you find one.
How does that work? So we can do one in until we get maybe in other members? How does that work?
Are you, like, do you have like another, like, secretary or an role in another committee? I don't know if you.
Can she take unofficial notes?
Just for
I
today?
don't know, I mean, you have to have one, so, but.
Right, there's not enough people,
Yeah.
if nobody wants to run, yeah, you can.
So I. Don't know if you wanna nominate her and then hold an election next time, I don't know.
Well, she doesn't want to be somebody to nominate her,
No, like for today.
Oh, just for
Oh, like
today.
honorary? Your honorary secretary.
For today, well, not, okay, so we'll put a motion that just for today, she will be holding the, just for today, the,
Yeah, I'll be
The notes?
covering in for
So
this.
you have to
Probably
resign
until-
at the end of the meeting.
and then I guess she resigns.
No.
We won't have to do it.
I'm like, should I on the way out?
That does-
What time did you call it for order? I'm sorry.
7:18.
I'm like, do you want me to write notes?
Well, we can't do it.
Oh, we're not even allowed to write notes.
I mean, you can.
Well, we're
write your own
writing
notes,
so
but
we're
not
Right.
officially.
Because we already have. We do have more. Yeah, so we're good to have, we just need a secretary. and all that, and those will- So for today, we are gonna have Rosie do it, so that is a motion. Right?
To nominate.
To nominate.
Well, just for today.
For today.
Yeah.
So motion to nominate for today. Second? Somebody second that? Okay, perfect. All in favor? Okay, anybody opposed? Oh, okay, motion approved. We're late.
We've got 18 minutes to make all the.
All right, so let's go for roll call. Rosa Barroso. Here. Gary Cardenas.
Here.
Jennifer Cotto. Here. Loriano Fernandez, not here. And Maria is not here. And Lindsay Wallach, I'm here.
Who resigned?
Well, I guess we'll discuss.
Okay, we
that.
get there.
All right, perfect. Order of business, any deferrals, additions, or deletions? No, none? Okay, no, perfect. Public comments? I don't think anybody's here, so we're good to go.
Don't you follow?
Do announcements?
Because I talk all the time.
I think those are our announcements last time. We did it at the end. Oh, I don't know.
He's part of the wall.
I guess my tradition is different, is I have a
You were under
presentation too.
announcements last
I think
time.
it's under announcements. Oh,
We're at the meeting.
under announcements. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. I'm gonna be here the whole time. Anyway.
Yeah, if you want.
I'm not going
put
anywhere.
them under death. If there
It's
is
not.
none.
Oh, there
we'll just
is.
add it.
So we can add that. Perfect. Where should we add that after?
Like in the minutes, I think you would just add it under roll call.
Okay. All right, so then, so we're gonna leave you under announcements, correct? We're all on the same page for that purpose, so no public comments. Motion to adopt the minutes from last meeting.
And just take a look at them.
Nothing.
And nothing like the public comment. Where is it? Where am I writing at?
Page 23 and 24.
Here, let them know.
For the minutes, yes.
Okay,
It's just a big one. Yeah, I already looked. So.
Oh, wonderful, yeah, that's right.
Okay. Motion to approve? Okay. Okay.
I'll second it then.
Okay,
Sorry.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion approved. Let's start with old business. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. So, date and time of meeting. This is obviously not working for us because we keep getting a lot of cancellations. So it's very difficult to keep, keep canceling because we can't meet quorum. So we need to find a solution that's gonna work for us because we are the volunteers making the effort to run this. I understand you want your whole term, but we need to go back to the town and see how we're gonna work this out,
So I looked at the calendar, we spoke to them,
Okay.
and we have available the first Wednesday from 3 to 5. Or the second, third, or fourth Wednesday from 9 to 12.
You're available after 10.
I'm available after 9. I work until 9.
How's
So-
your morning available?
Yeah, so the problem for me is that I go to work at a hospital down south, so I would never be able to make a Wednesday anywhere from 9 to 5. Unless that we have a Zoom option. And I know, I think Clarissa responded that there wasn't a Zoom option, but I'm wondering how we can discuss that with the town, because like, I know, for example, I went to a town council meeting recently and council members are allowed to attend via Zoom. And I just think that it would be fair if we were also allowed to attend via Zoom. I also think it would increase like the inclusivity, like a Wednesday 9 to 5, those are typically working hours. So you're not gonna be able to have access to like as many people that might want to join the committee. Also, I feel like these in-person meetings are pretty antiquated. Like, I'm on a lot of like other national committees and things like that, and everybody's using Zoom for that same thing, for ease of being able to attend. And to be able to like be more inclusive of other people that would like to do it. So I'm not sure where we go from there. On who we can contact to kind of discuss that piece a little bit more of the Zoom option.
I can just say something about that.
Yeah.
You have to like really bring in like a really good argument because they are totally against it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I think the inclusivity thing is a big thing. Who can come here Wednesday 9 to 5? Like, you're gonna get a different group of people that can come, but we know what, like, what are their, have they said what their reasons are?
Just that they want the person to be committed to come in, to be able to come in and just speak in person. Like the commitment part, I think is where they're pushing it for.
Yeah, which is interesting, because I feel like there's more commitment if you're in the, like, if I block my schedule every Wednesday from 10 to 11, I feel like that shows more commitment than. But yeah, I definitely, I mean, but who is it that we would talk to about that? Who makes-
Just the fact that they allow now board members to be
Huh?
from outside of the town is a big thing.
Figure out, coordinate with the mayor and all the other.
Yeah,
That's at a council meeting. Right? That they would have to bring it up at a council meeting, because I know last time it was brought up that's the only reason why. Somebody brought it up at a council meeting.
I know, I was at the last council meeting, the golf cart one, and somebody did bring it up, there was a
The day
lady of-
before,
Oh,
they
okay,
had already like, and a few people actually said that it would be good for them,
Yeah.
because in the spirit of also, since it worked during COVID,
yeah,
to just continue that.
yeah, right.
I don't think they voted for that in the December chair meeting. When they proposed all the new changes.
I don't know, it was in December and this.
No, yeah,
They
they
didn't,
don't want that.
no.
So we're back at a gridlock.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I definitely can't come 9 to 5 on a Wednesday. There's no way.
What about you guys? Which stuff you, I don't know, like, so maybe we can push for Zoom, even if those are the other hours. This hour's not working for us.
Yes, and I think a good argument would be, because you mentioned that, a good argument is that, not even that, we can't fill these freaking positions.
Yeah, I mean, I work from home Mondays and Fridays, so I have more flexibility then,
Right.
but that's just me, everybody else doesn't.
Pretty sure they're going back, it's gonna be like every committee does it, every committee,
That's gonna be the
Means so.
pushback, yeah.
why can't you go, the educational board committees packed. You know, those are huge.
Well, we're also new. You guys have been around for so many years and have had.
Worried it's-
Exist.
We're very small and we've had trouble getting people to like
Yeah.
stay, and now we finally after.
It takes a while
Yeah,
to know the momentum, to get people to know that we're even around and we're here.
Yeah, I also wonder, is the educational board, like, who makes up the seats there? Is it mostly like teachers? Is it?
No, students, most of our
Yeah.
students and young people, the elderly, also it's a big committee.
Yeah.
The Veterans Affairs Committee, they're big, so it's.
Yeah.
If they're all here, that's why I'm thinking that's gonna be their argument.
For the time being, until we maybe either look into options of like contacting somebody else, what would everybody feel comfortable with in terms of their availability?
I mean, for me, it would have to be after work hours, so either this time or anything later. So it would either have to be like, yeah. I mean, even 6 o'clock might work, but I don't think that was on.
I don't think
If
it's an option.
those, no.
Oh, that's right, you guys are
But-
here for that.
So they finish, especially the advisory board is the first Wednesday of the month.
Mhm.
They're from 5:30 to 7. So that's why I offered you a little bit before.
Yeah.
You can, if you so choose, do it from instead of 7, you can do 8 to 9. I don't know.
I can do that. And what about,
And we're sold on Wednesdays.
I was gonna say, and
Yeah.
I saw your new
Schedule
office
tonight
hours
on
on
the
Thursday,
computer.
is that just temporary?
Because I have another committee. It was a new one, so,
Got it, okay.
which they started Thursdays, so they were like, okay, so.
I know Gary, you have something on Thursdays as well, 6:30.
30 is fine.
No, but you have a Thursday something at 6:30.
Thursday.
Yeah, but that's my Veterans Committee.
Your Veterans
That's on
Committee.
Thursday.
So I'm thinking maybe like a 5:30 on Thursdays, would that be?
Thursdays, I would have to do only the morning. I have clinic in the afternoon, yeah.
The last Wednesday usually was no.
The, in the afternoon,
Cause if we could do it a little bit earlier that last Wednesday, maybe 5:30 to 6:30, would that work for you?
Yeah, I can close my last hour maybe. I mean, I'm coming from down south, I may be a little late sometimes, but yeah. I would just have to leave by like 4.
Would that be an option?
hold on, so
Like
my,
four.
so it'll be the 4th Wednesday.
At least for now, see if we can do
Until
the
we-
Zoom argument at least.
I think we should be okay with
Yeah,
that.
that could work. I didn't look into it because you guys mentioned earlier.
Correct,
So-
yeah, but I didn't realize
So what was it last one for me?
The 4th Wednesday,
Okay, and what's the,
What
the
time is
whole
it?
day is open.
You said what,
amazing,
5:30?
or, I mean, what works back, cause you were. The rush
5:30
hour.
probably, yeah.
The last Wednesday.
The 4th. I wouldn't say last. because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
5
because
months,
it's
or like the
fourth,
5-week
the
month.
fourth Wednesday
So the next
at
meeting would
5:30.
be.
Is that a little bit?
No, in theory, yes, next month, no.
Gotta be a special call.
Okay, but in theory.
Months.
In theory,
But that's-
potentially.
So the next meeting would be April 25th.
Definitely not here.
That's always one special call, it's always open. From
Oh,
what I
yeah,
saw, yeah.
but for the most part.
Yeah.
So it would be April 26th.
Would it start that day or would it start after? I don't care. If that is, that's my third and then I'm out. So I'll resign. I don't care.
Yeah, that would be the-
I'll be honest with you.
Well, the last.
But I
thing we
can't
need is
do it.
two people.
I'm being honest with you. I'm just being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. I have a trip that week.
Okay.
Fact.
We have 4 weeks to get a Zoom. Oh no, you're on a trip. We're not gonna have you Zoom from a trip.
I can do it from a trip. I don't care. I work all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
One more Wednesday for the 7th. So like the next, whatever,
So
first Wednesday, April, what would it land on?
April 5th.
Unless we do that last one and then we started effective May.
Well, you're still missing 2 committee members here.
Correct.
Yeah, I would
So-
have to be there with the whole. But I can just be absent that day.
You have absences?
I have something, I have my daughter starting me that day.
No, you have absences available.
I don't know, how many are you allowed to have?
It's 3. No, the committee rules changed.
Oh, Lord, I think I'm one down.
Right, no, I don't think.
No, for the better.
Oh, I'm like, oh man,
Yeah, be honest.
I'm like, I'm done here, guys, I just gotta go, forget it, I'm kicked out. Bye.
Before it was basically 3 strikes and you're right.
Yeah.
And still 3.
No,
Now,
it's-
Excessive absences may, okay, so attendance
Excessive,
at all
okay.
regularly scheduled meetings is the responsibility of each committee member. Absences, by the way, we're supposed to have a special presentation on the sunshine law, from
Correct, from the lawyer.
our deputy, town attorney, but he
coming?
couldn't make it.
Of course not, because nobody can make it.
I know.
I've been good.
He would have, but he
Yeah.
had another event. So, okay.
So absences that are requested to be excused must be provided to the committee secretary, who shall duly reflect the requested excuse absence in the meeting minutes. It is the responsibility of the committee secretary to take minutes and accurately reflect attendance at all committee meetings. Attendance reports shall be included in the chairperson's semi-annual report to the town council. Excessive absences may result in removal of the committee member by the town council.
Yes.
That's
I need to request an excuse.
That's
That's great.
And put a-
Secretary.
I'm just standing here.
So guys, let's come up with a plan, I mean, and then.
I think we should speak to the council, figure out how to speak to them. I would say start. Whoever supported this cause, Manny's the one who okayed this committee and Louis is the one who spearheaded it. Talking to them and letting them know,
Okay,
you know,
The
and
the problem that we have with the meeting is really our schedule is bad is because the town doesn't have the staff to support, accommodate our time. We're volunteers. The town should accommodate,
That's
not
actually a great
the other
point.
way around that we have to. Okay?
so
They
then,
want us to do the job as volunteers, then accommodate us.
so I guess we could pass the motion that we are going to reach out and further escalate. The date and time. And then I guess based on
And like
that,
method.
and yeah, and then based on what comes about that discussion. And we will discuss it at the next meeting, which we don't know what is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
thank you. I am smart.
So are we on the same page with that?
Yes.
Okay, so
For now though, are we keeping April 5th or are we doing the?
So I say that we keep the April 5th at 7 p.m. as is until we actually make a change. That's gonna work for everybody. So
So motion.
motion to
Wait,
approve,
let me try to write, to escalate date, time, method. of
Correct,
meeting,
yes.
right?
and we will keep our April 5th at 7 p.m. meeting for next month until further notice. And
But
then
that
have
5:30 time would be fine.
So,
Alright, so you're doing the motion?
yes,
I'll second that.
perfect. All in favor?
Alright.
Motion approved.
And then how do I put in my excused absence? If there's no secretary.
I mean, you can just email me.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I don't know who has emailed the secretary from my other board, but, you can
Okay, I'll just
me.
email you. Okay.
I'm, what is it, hopeful that Maria will want to take that spot when she comes back.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, perfect. So the committee objectives and timeline. I know that Gary, you had your pamphlet from what we had spoken in the last meetings in the task force. Or we're gonna review the dates on that. And I think I have copies of that. So I don't know if you have your copy there.
For the timeline,
Yeah,
I put it in the agenda
you put it in the, okay, perfect.
and the flyer also.
Yes, I just.
It's in the back.
Your assistant. Thank you so much. Don't make me do anything because I go back to that side. Hold on. Oh, yeah, it's so fancy. But we gotta look at it together so I can write. All right, there you go.
Perfect, so. Okay, so number one, that was. This established. 1B. It is recommended that a committee shall be charged with the task to establish and implement an evidence-based mental health service access model for the target population group residing in the area. The model shall include linguistically appropriate and culturally sensitive efforts to conduct needs assessment, barrier to care services and treatment, community outreach. Consumers, caregivers, parent education, service referrals, service coordination, and follow-up to ensure service access to referred services. And so we have a timeline to do this by September 30th of 2024. Any comments, anything you guys are?
I don't see that happening. I think we should definitely extend it.
Absolutely, but
What if we use the math from the date this was written?
when was this? When was the date of this?
September, I think, of 21.
of 21.
Wasn't last, what happened last year, like,
Nothing.
kind of ended?
Nothing, we were just
but-
kind of waiting, I guess the biggest thing is we and I mean, liaison to be able to get us set it up, and they were in the process of hiring.
So shouldn't we do it from our first meeting then? Shouldn't we change the date to our first meeting?
We can.
From Gary.
That's a good
So
suggestion.
that was in November?
So our first meeting was,
Yes, November, the first, I don't even know what day.
Hey, go for November first, but we're using the first, I'm all these open November first. Do we have to do a motion for that?
It was November 2nd.
November second.
So then at 3 years.
That
to that-
meeting was. Hold on a second. I don't know, hold on, because,
I know we canceled one.
December, I think. Oh, I don't know.
I wanna say it was probably like December.
I think December was canceled. I'm
December,
just not
and then it was
thinking
November.
because, Clarissa was the one who put in like the meeting information,
Yeah.
but then it looked like it's canceled.
Okay, so then we'll stick with so motion to approve the implementation timeline to change it to our first day of this meeting, which is November 2nd, 2022.
And then add 3 years to that, right? Because it's the.
Yeah. So that would be. And then all in favor?
Aye. And this goes for the start date and continuing,
Yeah, it
correct?
was on the second.
So we'll go back to 2A. So we should, this is discussing the landing page of the website, the using a social media campaign, so, no. One A, one B. And then 2A. So this is pretty much what we started to tackle and we presented to the council and they approved it, and then that was what got us to be able to become what we are now.
Right.
So now our mission is to continue this and actually get it rolling, but do we update this as well to the November?
I would
for
say
first, everything.
how I wrote it,
Mhm.
correct me if I'm wrong, is move the
Every
start
single
date
date.
and then everything else according.
Perfect.
So if it's 3 years, 3 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 days, 2 days.
Okay. So
That's,
that works
that's
just
what
as-
do you want to go marking it there so I can have it here?
Yeah. Thing 3A.
And then on the right column, we updated it, stable here, mental health services access committee.
Yeah, so you know,
Because
for
here
the-
it says
yeah.
the mental health task force.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next, well,
But we are,
We have to find out,
we have to, which is, that'll be, we'll get to D, where it's update the
Right.
task force to committee. So once we get there, then if we go back,
okay,
we'll
well, yeah,
perfect. We'll do that. So right now, let's just focus on the timeline and the date, so we're all good. I think that's it, correct? If we're wrong, up to 3,
yes.
yeah.
Do I keep this or you still looking at it?
Oh, that's fine. I updated it on there too. Perfect. So motion to approve the updating of the date.
You did it. You did the
Perfect,
motion, then.
good.
Yeah.
Second, everything's wonderful. Okay, so let's move on to 6C. Reviewing of the mental health task force resource website. We need to come up with the providers that we are going to include in the website. So
Is the website right?
the
Are
website
they
is the
doing
same,
anything?
the website, well, that's another one, he's gonna get
Yes.
back to us on that.
Well, I do have information already.
Oh, wonderful,
Yeah.
perfect.
With everything you guys asked me about, I.
Okay.
So. Yes, so that one first. So, the resources right now, I think you guys mentioned that you guys didn't.
We never finished it, yeah.
No, there's
So-
4 there. We didn't do those on the website, remember?
Yeah,
Yeah,
on the town's
those.
website,
On the
you
top
guys
of the-
said that was not you guys.
That was not us.
Okay,
So they can only be nonprofit organizations. They don't have to be limited to within the town. And just if you guys can provide me with those resources and any additional information you would like written on the town's page of the mental health task force. You can also include the flyer, which I guess you guys will look at later. We can also, the communications department could update the page with all of that, with the information and all the actual resources.
I have, oh, no, I have a question. I have a for-profit or nonprofit, so I don't care. I fit in personally either way. But why only nonprofit? We have really, I mean, we have a lot of amazing people who are for-profits. Did they say anything about that?
So I just, it's basically that you guys can't partner because you guys kind of are representing the town. So then it can't be that the town is.
It's probably like, yeah, like an advertisement kind of
Yeah.
thing.
But people do that all the time. With other committees and stuff, all the time.
Well, they said that you can only partner with, or like, yeah, with nonprofits, 501c3.
I don't know what to tell you, Bill. It's changes.
Is that how it works with your social
Also, it's
media?
different because we are apart from the town. We are not a committee from the town. We run parallel with the town,
Which is yours?
the special needs advisory board.
Why do you run parallel with the town?
We are funded differently. So.
But you guys are,
Yeah, no, we still follow the rules, but
Correct,
we're
correct.
funded completely differently than any
do it
other
now.
committee.
Correct.
So
The thing is that it has to come through the town, the money.
it has to do, yeah, it has to do with kickbacks and people paying under the
But they
table.
do it all the time. They
Yeah,
advertise
but
companies.
Sunshine Law, they can do it.
But they, even still, they advertise companies.
There has to be the silver package, the gold package, it's so much. That's what it is.
Not really, that's not.
Well, that's very limiting to the resources available because that's just.
No, I think we have to go back and edit some of this too, probably.
I will reach out to organizations that are like Gigi's. That could be a resource, a huge resource for you guys. Because they're a nonprofit and everything that they offer also is no cost.
But are they mental health? Are they a resource? Do they provide mental health services
They
to the population?
don't provide mental health, but they do provide other services that can tie in with mental health.
What we're trying to focus on is just providing the mental health access. I mean, Florida already doesn't have enough access. We're 46 in access to care, and now we're gonna limit to only nonprofits. There aren't enough nonprofits.
I was gonna say, you have FIU, and then Chrissy Dolls, like.
I'm sure there's a lot.
And like
But
the
the thing
thing for me,
is that-
it doesn't bother. I have a nonprofit and for profit, so it doesn't bother me at all. I prefer less. I
But-
go for both and I prefer my nonprofit on that.
Yeah.
But that's not the point of this, is that there are good providers out here that are for profit that I know personally. That would be great to have on there.
I'll say something else on the record. I know I did it and you did it. We gave more than enough free services during COVID.
Well, and if one of our goals is to like barriers to care, if you're only doing nonprofits, none of those are within the town.
None of
And
them.
they're
like,
saturated.
limits. So then
Yeah.
people are less likely to access care if you have to leave the area.
Exactly.
Usually nonprofits are based on lower socioeconomic.
Yeah.
Miami Lakes, many people don't fall into that kind of.
Yeah, yeah, they're like in that middle piece too, where you can't, yeah.
okay, and going back to the meetings. So it's not a council decides if it's on Zoom or not, it's Florida law.
Okay,
So
so there's a
Alright.
statute about that.
yes,
Okay.
so regarding in-person versus virtual, this is from our deputy county attorney.
Okay.
Florida,
What Florida statute is it? I'm gonna write it down in the paper.
I don't have it here, I think, let me see. Okay, Florida law is pretty clear that in-person participation is necessary for quorum. There is not much that the council can do to change it. So, that's why the attendance, if fast right now, if she's watching,
Yeah.
we can like listen to everything, but she can't
Participate.
participate in any. So then
Was there like a lift during COVID for that? And is the lift over?
I, Well, I don't know, some of our healthcare stuff, our
But-
Medicaid stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, we would have to see what like which Florida statute that is, so we can really look into that and see what the Florida statute is. If you can find out what the statute is, and we just go into detail for our peace of mind so that we know
Yeah.
which one it is.
Well, yeah, because the healthcare one hasn't been lifted, like,
Absolutely.
And
Exactly.
it will not.
They will never, yeah.
so
The whole business.
I wonder if that one, yeah.
Okay, so the nonprofits.
I'm gonna put something on the record. I don't know if I'm gonna come back. I might resign. Because I think it's completely changing the whole structure of what we envisioned. And I don't wanna be a part of something crappy. I'm gonna be honest.
Who,
100%.
so is this also a Florida statute somewhere that says that it only has to be
I
nonprofits?
don't know what it
Is this
is.
coming from the deputy as well? Or is this just a?
I don't know, I was told,
I'm just asking you, so you can- yeah, yeah.
No, with, especially when I asked, they had a meeting and they
Yeah.
mentioned something, and, when I come in, they were like, anything that they do, it has to be with a nonprofit. And when I asked about your resources, I asked, they were like, no, it doesn't have to be, limited to the town or anything like that.
Because they know there's no nonprofits in the town that would add mental
Okay,
health.
let's go back 1 second. During the meeting, I remember I brought that up and I was like, and they were like, that's fine, of course, as long as it's clear.
Yeah, I would think that the point of something local like this would be to provide more local resources
Absolutely.
for the community, because if we're gonna partner with nonprofits, I mean, go to the 211 website, we're done. Where are we
That's it.
making a website?
NAMI
Like,
201,
yeah,
that's it.
and we know that people don't go to those websites, and that's part of the barriers to treatment and things like that. So I would think that we would wanna keep things within the community so that people are more likely to use them. And you're not gonna find our community resources anywhere, because nobody makes websites for that.
For that on town's website, just put.
Yeah,
if you have a
211,
special environment, contact this.
yeah, and
contact
if,
that, contact
And
that,
that's wonderful,
contact
because
that.
I think the ones that they did put on the website are not nonprofits.
what did they put? Yeah.
There's some resources on there, so I don't think, I don't know who put.
Well,
some
and it
in
just
there.
doesn't go with the recommendations either. So like one of the things here, I also don't think that some of, maybe we should go back to this, because I don't think that some of these things are feasible for us. But follow up to ensure service access to referred services. How are we keeping count? of
The
who
idea was
goes?
getting grants. We have a grant writer in the town. That was always the idea behind that whole model.
Okay,
Now,
yeah, because I'm like, there's no way we're gonna count that. And then also on this page, the data, the committee shall maintain data on timely referrals, response, access, outcomes.
Mhm.
That's like a whole entire department
But, right,
at
yes,
UM that would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but if you have a grant.
Yes,
then
you
you're
would
gonna
have a person that can do
Correct.
some of those things.
we're
Which
aiming
was
at-
our plan,
Yeah,
but. Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever, whatever. Well, no, I mean, that's not something, I mean, that's just
No, no, no.
the purpose, no, I know what you're saying, but I'm saying, it's just, it just defeats the purpose of the.
Absolutely.
We need to,
Like, someone who works at the town. That's his job to. follow
Right.
This up.
yeah, that's like a whole entire research grant, like
Mhm.
a large research grant, yeah.
But I think that's a commitment we would make if we do
Yeah.
that, you know.
Yeah, if
but
we want to do it, yeah, but with the
that would be a
constraints,
blessing, but
I can straight,
Yeah.
limit us,
Absolutely.
so. Motion to look into that, we need to open the scale to for-profit organizations too. There's
Within the
very-
community,
Within the community.
Well, that was always the.
That was the plan, that was always the reason, and that's why we were created.
That's what created it.
Exactly.
Town, what is it? Company, whatever?
Yeah, for-profit organizations within the town limit.
And even there, you're moving ourselves. Within town. limits.
Yeah, we could maybe.
yeah, it doesn't have to be within the town.
Yeah,
but-
we could just remove that.
Any provider.
So
Yeah.
not within.
So
the
just
town.
include for-profit organizations. as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like the banners are out.
Motion to.
We got the money left from the banner.
That almost didn't happen.
They've been out.
So, motion to approve?
I'll approve it. Oh, sorry. You could do second.
somebody anyway. I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye. Okay, so that is 16, and when you said about the meeting. Dating kind of meeting. You write that in the same. The Zoom pending statute. All right, I'm ready. So
Okay,
now,
perfect. So now 6B. The updating of our task force to committee.
can I say something?
Oh, God.
I think we should take that.
Because
Because there's nothing else.
All of this was approved by town council. Right?
Absolutely.
The program. Now we're asking to undo it and do it in a different way.
That's on record.
Find somebody else to do
I think, yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think it should be dissolved. That's my own personal suggestion because it's completely different.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do with?
So I think we were going
6B.
to. Yeah, she has comments about.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Okay, so the name Mental Health Task Force what was approved by the council and it cannot be changed. Task Force Advisory Board Committee are all committees that report findings to the council for possible action.
So
So
let me just get this right. So we can't change the name, but we can change the whole structure of what was approved. The name was approved, but now they changed the structure of what they approved before. I'm just making sure I'm understanding it right, just a little lost.
they told me,
No, I'm not killing the messenger, I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
making
no,
sure
no,
I'm
it's
clear.
just absolutely no sense that we have this whole paper that we went on was approved, and then that's, we can change that completely, because that's whatever, but then the name is like, that was set on stone.
I don't know.
it. And that was the initial
And
name
I got that.
until to find out whether it would be feasible to create this. Which then we said, yes, it is, and here it is. And here's the website.
No,
Yeah.
they said
And we
that
deliver.
that's what was approved, but either way, they're all. Like,
The
they're
same
all like
thing.
the same thing.
Honestly, to me, it doesn't make a big difference, whether we're a task force or a committee, I'm not gonna like,
Does it make a difference with like decision making
she's
or?
saying it doesn't, but I don't know.
No, but it's about
Budget
principle, you're
or-
picking not, you can't change the name, but now you can change the whole structure. of
Well,
the- of the-
absolutely, it's the person, yeah, that's,
Yeah.
I'm
But yeah.
just saying like in general, like whether it's task force, advocacy board, or committee,
Everything else is
it's the same thing to me.
Yeah,
But the
everything else is
The elderly
committee.
affairs committee.
Yeah,
I think that might be wrong. When Louis told me once, task force have sunsets. So if we don't have a sunset, we're not a task force,
Which is under.
that it ends. So
That's
we were
what I
a
was
9 month.
Right,
Wouldn't
right.
that be more like an ad hoc thing? Because you guys were an ad hoc.
Yeah.
Yes, but. he told
Correct.
me- he
But that's
told
what
me
was
that's what they
explained to
call-
us, that the
And
task
that-
force was
and
going
we
to
were
be
given
into
the
a
name.
committee.
The
That's
task
what we all put into,
Right.
under the impression that we would do a task force to see if
Yeah.
it would run and we could do something about it, and
Correct.
then eventually become a formal committee.
Right.
So,
yeah,
and
because
That
that's what
was-
it's.
I
David
think
here
it's even
somewhere.
stipulated
Yeah.
in the.
Yeah, well, it says oh, well, it actually says the committee.
That's
Actually,
correct.
everywhere here it says the committee.
Yeah,
So are we a
exactly.
committee or not?
When we wrote this,
Like, wait.
so I was the chair, Lindsay was vice chair, Michael, who was in that committee too, and then, sorry, task force.
Well, I don't know. It says
No,
committee here.
we were a task force.
But I was approved.
The plan was, hey, here's what we suggest,
Yeah.
and we become a committee. So that was always the plan, that's why the verbiage was used as a committee.
I mean, I think somebody is wrong. We are a committee, because if you look at this, it says the Town of Miami Lakes Mental Health Awareness Task Force. That's the title of this. Then it says, number 1, the Town of Miami Lakes shall establish a mental health services access committee. 1A, it is recommended that the Town of Miami Lakes establish a mental health services access committee, the committee, and then everything's written as committee. So does that mean we are a
Yeah.
committee?
You are a committee, just your title is task force.
Isn't that confusing?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah, so
I
we
mean,
are
if
a
you look
committee.
at the town's page, like where it says committees,
Uh,
you're gonna find advisory board, you're gonna find actual, like the word committee, task force. So it's all the same thing, because they all go and report to council.
I mean, it's a detail, I know we're grabbing onto the detail.
No,
but
I
it's a-
know, but,
it is. It doesn't make sense. But
And
You're
is
right.
it mental health awareness task force or mental health services access committee?
I think you just need to stay focused.
I'm like, I can't
It's
read
just
you.
mental health.
I'm like, this is
task
killing me,
Mental
guys.
health task force.
Mental health task force, not even awareness.
No.
Oh, that one. Okay, I'm just gonna look at that. I'm not gonna look at these
No.
papers. I'm done here, guys.
It's almost 8.
All right, we're staying with task force. It is what it
Do
is.
you want my business card? I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, I need one, seriously.
After this meeting.
I needed it before.
Who wants to?
Oh, I have a motion, what to do what?
The task force or the committee.
Whatever you guys want to,
Oh, I'm not,
Task force, are we continuing
but
with
we're
the
not
task
allowed
force?
to, right? So there's nothing to vote on. Yeah, I'm like, there's nothing to vote on, right? Okay, no.
I mean, the most I think that could happen, we bring it up another day, if that's something.
Because
there's so many
No,
other
I think we need our own council member meeting.
Yeah.
By ourselves.
Yeah.
I think we
That's
have,
all you.
I think we have a whole list here.
All right,
Where's the rest of it?
7,
7A.
Okay.
So we have this flyer. We haven't done anything with it.
No.
So my new task, like once it's printed, because I know you said we can use your sources to get that printed. Where was distributed? Where can we start putting this
I
information?
mean, shouldn't we table this? Because isn't this
I
linked
agree.
to our
I second
website?
that.
If there's nothing on the website, we're gonna have people. Look at.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
We need to figure out.
Correct, and we were gonna do that because we were under the impression that the website was, we were gonna come up with a nonprofit.
Right,
Roadblock, so then,
Yeah, we don't have a foundation.
no.
yeah.
We need to square everything here, the whole business, to be able to just move forward to anything else.
Yeah.
We can't even do elections for secretaries.
So motion to table.
Yes, 7A and 7B.
So
Motion.
motion? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm motion is.
Defer.
To defer, motion to defer, correct.
Sorry.
Who's gonna motion it? Okay, I second. All approved? Now to the fun thing about the meeting, announcements. The one thing we can count on.
Yeah.
What would you like to announce?
I would like to announce that.
That sounds great.
Mental health. So, well, I'll start with, that, after the last meeting, I went back to the special needs committee and I advised them that, you guys on the links on the webpage, you have a link that's dedicated directly to special needs, so they were super happy about that. When we talked about it, very happy that, and thankful for that. I gave you guys a Lock It or Lose It flyers because I had given them to the other people, the other committees. It's happening again, just, it's a quick reminder, you know, so lock it hard. So it's something for an upcoming event, but I guess because of what I'm seeing here, things aren't set up yet.
We can go to the event.
Well, it's actually to bring it here. So the Miami-Dade County Police Department has a mental health division that it's crime related, but it's very specific to mental health and guns and stuff like that. And it's something that for me to explain, I don't even understand specifically how they handle things, but I reached out to them and they said they would gladly come out and give a presentation. So that, and it's just an informational so that you guys know what the county does about like mental health stuff and, you know, there's so many resources, you know, because what they're trying to do, they're trying more to help than to
Right.
criminalize, right?
Correct.
Things. And I thought it would be pertinent with you guys, but
No.
maybe we should
We
wait
have a
for,
meeting pending. April, whatever.
April 5th is what we're standing in at
Okay.
7 PM, so that would be awesome, unless something else changes, which I don't think in 4 weeks we're gonna really just.
okay, so I'm gonna reach out to them. And it's all pertinent that they can come out, you know? So then if they can't come out on that day, then
We
we'll,
could do the following.
but I wanted to bring it to the committee about, you know.
Absolutely, great.
If they can't come out, can you put us in touch with them?
Well, the thing is,
Email or
at some
something?
point, they'll be able to come out, you know, like if they can come out to the next meeting. they can come out. Right.
I found out about it through the Veterans Committee, because we were asked one time to reach out to Miami-Dade Police Department, because a lot of police officers are veterans.
Yeah.
And because of the issues that we're having, a lot of them, you know, veterans, police officers having problems, as maybe as veterans, we can do something to help. And speak to them, and then they get back and say, well, we have our own. Which is what he's just saying. So I'm aware.
That's a great one, that's all.
And it's dedicated to mental
That's
health,
great.
only to the task force just for that.
I'll do an announcement too, just like an invitation to all of you, recently founded a networking association.
Is this
for-
a nonprofit?
It-
I'm being serious because
It is. It is, it's called Miami-Dade Behavioral Health Alliance. It's strictly just networking for, for mental health professionals. So what we're trying to do and accomplish is, it's a network of providers. We have everybody from like Jackson, Nicholas, and all the other providers in Miami-Dade County. Where if there's a person who's in need and they don't know what provider gets what insurance, because there's a lot of, there's so much red tape to go about to actually find a good provider for whatever service you're looking at. So the goal for us is to unite all the providers in Miami-Dade County. They have it in Broward, they have it in other counties. Miami-Dade has nothing. Most providers don't know about each other. So that's a big obstacle. So I do invite you to come. Our next meeting is March 10th. We're hosting it, I know it's next Friday. We're hosting it once a month. You can reach out to me directly for the information. It's an invite only.
what's the name again?
Miami-Dade Behavioral Health Alliance. It's, we're only doing it by invitation. So, because we're making sure that we don't want any insurances or any people that's not gonna go in tune with what our mission is. And it's strictly just to find resources for those that need it and give them good providers. So I will formally invite all of you. If you want to go, please reach out to me so I can send you the link. Our last meeting, we had over 40 providers. And it's slowly growing.
You know what time it is?
It's at 10 a.m. on Friday. And what we're doing is we were hosting it ourselves at a restaurant, but now we found some of the providers that they're hosting it at their facilities.
That's nice.
So they'll be providing tours afterwards. So I think it's great. Next week, we're gonna be doing a Galen mental health there down in the Gables.
Okay.
And then I think in April, we're setting it up through it, Jackson. So it's really kind of. Yeah.
I know, I
Like, we don't have a set date for April, but as soon as we have that, I'll send it to you guys. Okay? So it'll be wonderful for you guys to come. And that's my announcement. And anything else?
Yes, so, the Health and Wellness Fair is on April 1st. From 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Mary Collins Community Center. If you are all interested as a committee in attending, then the chair would be tuition.
I'll do it.
I can't be part of your table. I have two teams.
I'll do this table for that.
You want to share a table?
You can do that. Fine. I'll reach out. So I reach out to you directly to reserve it?
I can send you, it's just a link, yeah.
Oh, perfect. If you can send it to me then. What day is the first? It's
Saturday.
Saturday.
I'll figure it out.
Then you can't make it. We had this conversation. I mean, what are you gonna do? We don't have a flyer.
Well,
What are you
you
gonna
do have a flyer.
Oh.
It's part of the agenda.
No, I know, but I was saying the
Because
link
the
right now,
QR
the
doesn't work.
resources are
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
reliable, yeah.
But. And we did it in Spanish also,
I mean,
with the idea of having it for the Health and Wellness Fair and to post it at, town site.
so wait, so let's make a decision. Are we gonna be prepared to even be there? So the next meeting is not till after the 5th.
I can't be a part of it.
So I guess not. We will wait off until we're better.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna give. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna do?
The flyers can be ordered, they usually take a few days to
Yeah,
get
but we
them
can't
in.
print the flyers because
There's no
the,
resources.
there's no resources to it. There's a QR code. We have
Take
all,
advantage of that event, that's the thing, it's.
I
What
mean,
you
you
guys stand
also-
for.
You also don't want people to go to the QR code and not to be helpful, because then they're
Never
never gonna go
ridiculous.
back to them, yeah.
Oh.
sloppy.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
I don't think we're ready to do anything public until we figure out all of these other things going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you shouldn't have just a QR code there.
Yeah.
Should be available.
All right, so motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:07.
Second?
All approved?
807? Who seconded it? Sorry.
Both of them.